Going live, waiting for that green light. We are on. Hey guys, how you going? So BKR Sport. We are live for the start of round 6 of the NRL, where the Redcliffe Dolphins are going to be taking on the Penrith Panthers. I get people all the time saying, hey, they're not the Redcliffe Dolphins. And hey, I reply to you, 1, I'm really sick right now, so I don't care. But also 2, until you get a name, I will call you the Redcliffe Dolphins, because that is where you initiate from. So, until you get a name, we will maintain calling them the Redcliffe Dolphins until proven otherwise. But this is an interesting game today. Because, okay, actually, no, first off, before I start this, do understand, I'm quite sick right now. I'm really, really sick, but I'm still going to stream and have a good time with you guys. You know me, I'm consistent. We love our rugby league, and trust me, it'll do me a world of good to get my head out of the sickness that I have as we currently speak, and just watch some rugby league and have a good time with you guys. So, if I do cough, if I had to mute, if I have to run off the screen for a little bit, just understand that is the reason why. India is not for beginners. It is not for beginners, man. I really reiterate this to every single human possible, but it's a great time regardless, right? But anyway, let's get into this game today, because this is an interesting one. The Dolphins are coming off their first win of the season. The Panthers are coming off 4 straight losses, right? And you never would have expected to be saying that, especially about the Panthers. I don't think that you would have been thinking the Dolphins would be 1 from 5 to start the year, and that they didn't win a game for the first 4 rounds. Of course, it happened to be my team. Yeah, of course it happened to be my team in which they broke the streak. For beautiful. That's exactly what you want to see, isn't it? Yeah, no, beautiful stuff. But with that being said, regardless, they did win their first game last week at Seabus Super Stadium on the Gold Coast, whilst the Panthers, they are in a world of hurt right now, man. Like, they are in a world of hurt. By the way, the game starts in 20 minutes' time, so we're just going to run through kind of how these two teams have been going so far. So, the Panthers, they started off well in Vegas, obviously, where they won 28-22. But as I said, from someone who was in Vegas, by the way, there's a Vegas vlog over on BKRtravel from my Vegas Golden Knights game in the pinned comment. Go check it out. Subscribe to BKRtravel. We're posting continuously over there now, so get around it. But from someone who went to Vegas, I knew that was a throwaway round. I knew that nothing that happened in that round actually meant shit when it came to the regular season. Now, it kind of confused me when Canberra went on with it for round 2, but then the inconsistency that we see from Canberra came back into them very quickly when they played Manly and then they played the Cowboys. So I always saw that Vegas, the Vegas games as a throwaway, and you saw it last year too, right? You saw that the games in Vegas actually didn't really mean shit in regards to how the competition was going to unfold throughout. So they won 28-22, then they came and they lost 38-32 to the Roosters. They lost 30-24 in an impressive loss. I know it's a weird thing to say, impressive loss, but it was an impressive loss to Melbourne in Melbourne by only the 6 points. Then they lost 28-18 in a very unimpressive loss, because they were down like 26-0 or 22-0 at one stage. And then the Cowboys beat them last week for their first win of the season. Was that their first win of the season too, the Cows? I think it was, wasn't it? No, it was their second win, sorry. It was their second win, because they beat the Raiders. That's right. The Cowboys... Sorry, give me 1 second here. The Cowboys beat the Raiders, and then they went and beat the Panthers. So 2 wins in a row, actually, for the Cowboys that people aren't really talking about. But, you know, the Panthers have been completely all over the shop. Now, they don't actually have as many excuses today, because they've got some players back into their lineup, which is a good sign for them, and will really bolster their stocks in regards to getting back into the winner's circle, which, honestly, and I'll tell you in a second, they need to today. Otherwise, you get to the point of starting to say, well, you can nearly count them out if they lose today. Like, you're not going to, but, like, you can nearly start to get to that point. Now, the Dolphins, on the other hand, they started off the season a bit rocky with the cyclone in Queensland. They didn't actually end up being a cyclone, but there was a lot of flooding. But they weren't able to play at home against Rabbitohs, so the game was changed and went to Sydney, and they lost 16-14. Then they lost 26-12 to the Knights. They lost 30-18 to the Tigers. They lost 20-12 to the Broncos. And then, voila, they, of course, go and beat my team 36-10 in an absolute whooping, considering that they weren't getting whooped besides the Knights game. You know, they did only lose by 8 to the Bronx. They lost by 12 to the Tigers, who have been much better this year sometimes. And then they lost by 2 to the Rabbitohs. So it's not like the Dolphins were getting absolutely dry humped up the field every single game, except for that Knights game where the Knights were the convincing winners. But then they just went and picked apart a Titans team that were kind of waiting to be picked apart. So, look, both teams come to this game with very different reasons to be hopeful, but also very different reasons as to how they got here and why it's been a disappointing season so far. But let's get into the 2 team lineups here for this game. This is at Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane. Now, Dolphins in, Tom Gilbert, big in for them, with Raystone going out. The fullback is Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow. The wingers are Jermaine Asako and Jack Bostock. Centers of Jake Avarillo and Herbie Farnworth, with the 5'8" being Cody Nikorima and Isaiah Katoa as the halfback. Been loving him so far this season, not just last week. I did say before the game last week that even though the Dolphins hadn't been putting it together results-wise, Isaiah Katoa actually was having quite a good season. And I have been critical of him because a lot of people have come into his career expecting the world immediately, right? And I would say, look, give him time, but sure, he hasn't been as good as you would like to be seeing so far. And now that he's getting time, he is starting to come on as the player he is. People immediately want success. And it's like that just doesn't happen in this sport, doesn't happen in sport in general. You do need to develop and build, and that's exactly what Isaiah Katoa has been doing. Now, you've got the props of Daniel Saifidi and Felix Kafusi, with Jerry Marshall-King as the hooker. You go to the back row of Kulakefu Finifuiaki and Tom Gilbert, who is the captain. And then the 13 is Max Plath. The interchange is Kurt Donahue, Mark Nichols, Kennelly Lemielu, and Josh Kerr, with the 18th minute replacement being Sean O'Sullivan and the coach being Christian Wolfe. This Dolphins team, I did predict, I think for... Where did I predict them? I think I had them in like 14th, 15th. I don't think I would put them too far away from where they originally were at. One game last week doesn't necessarily completely change my mind on that. It more so shows the inconsistency of the Titans, because I genuinely believe we completely and utterly self-destructed ourselves in a lot of way last week. So I need to see more from the Dolphins than just one game to really be backing them in for further above. I love this Katoa and what he's doing. Still a bit hesitant on Nick Rima. Their 1-3-5 is incredibly damaging and should absolutely be winning more games than 1 from 5. But then it comes down to the 6, the 7, and the 9 to get them going. And Marshall King's been okay. Their forwards have been okay. So I do need to need them to take a step up today, because I think that the Panthers are going to be extremely hungry for a win here. And, you know, they do have a significant amount of ego about them after winning 4 premierships in a row. You're going to have that ego. You're going to have that confidence. So I think that the Panthers are going to come into this game here expecting a win. Now, you can, as a Dolphins fan, think that that means it's going to be an easier one for the Dolphins on the basis that if you come in expecting a win, you're going to lose because you're going to come in a little bit over complacent. But I don't think that's what the Panthers are going to do here today. I think they are going to be coming in here extremely confident. So if this Dolphins team is as good as they have in their 1 through 7, then they're going to really need to turn up today, because this is going to be a really difficult one for them, especially after coming off such a high of a win in a local derby. You're going to have to turn up even harder in this game today. Now for the Panthers, you've got Dylan Edwards back in. That is a massive crucial in there for the Panthers. Luke Summerton, and another big in is Scotty Sorensen. The outs are Jack Cole, Matty Eisenhuth, and Mitch Kenny. Without shitting on Jack Cole, without trying to shit on him, I will say I think this is the right move. I don't know if it's an injury. I don't think it is. I think they have dropped him. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Penrith fans, but I think this is the right move to trial something else out, because I don't think Jack Cole has been doing it for you. Sure, you can have him as a backup, but I don't think that he is your out-and-out 5'8" in replacement of Jerome Luai. So I do like the initiative there from Ivan Cleary. Now you go to the fullback, Dylan Edwards. This is such a massive in here, with the wingers being Paul Alamotti and Casey McLean. The centers are Isaac Tungo and Thomas Jenkins, with the 5'8", Blaze Salangi. Very young, very unproven, but you may as well test it out. And the halfback is Nathan Cleary, who is the captain. If you're going to bring in an unproven, young star half that you're going to try and, push into that Jerome Luai role, well, guess what? The guy that you want alongside him is Nathan Cleary. Right? A big problem with the Titans over the years is they've brought in halves that haven't had an experience quality half alongside them to guide them through. Well, guess what? Nathan Cleary is the perfect half to guide your young half through to become the player that you need to be. So I do actually like Blaze Salangi coming in here and getting this opportunity. Now you've got the props of Moses Leota and Isaiah Papali'i, with the number 9 being Luke Summerton. You go to the back row of Scotty Sorensen and Liam Martin. Great back row there, with the 13 being Isaiah Yeo. Interchange of Lindsay Smith, Brad Schneider, Liam Henry and Luke Garner, with the 18th man replacement being Dane Laurie, and Ivan Cleary is the coach. I will say, Blaze Salangi will make mistakes. He is young, but I think that it'll be a worthwhile venture. I think that the 1 through 5 is nowhere near as good as it has been in the past. I do like Alamotti, obviously like Edwards. Isaac Tungo is very solid, but Jenkins and Casey McLean do worry me, especially last week with Casey McLean. He actually, I would argue, cost them the game on a couple of occasions because he didn't pass the ball. because he didn't pass the ball. So he is out on the wing. I hope he doesn't switch in for the centres to Thomas Jenkins, because if you're on the wing, you don't expect them to pass the ball. If you're in the centres, you expect them to have the opportunity to pass the ball and to take it 50% of the time, or when seen fit. And there was multiple times when you could see fit that McLean should have passed the ball last week, which would have won them the game. But ultimately, it did not. So, yeah, look, it's that 2-3-5. I like the Paul Motzi and Tungo side. Not a big fan of the Jenkins and McLean side, but it's not as dominant as you've seen with the likes of Brian To'o, with the likes of Stephen Crichton. You know, these guys throughout the wings and the centres, even Sonia Torova at the Panthers, these guys dominated this area. So that's why you hold these guys at the 2-3-5 they've currently got at that standard, but you know they're not at that standard. So that's why it makes it a really, really tough adjustment period there. So, yeah, look, in the forwards, you shouldn't have a problem with the forwards. Scotty Sorensen's solid. Liam Martin's the big bopper. Isaiah Yeo is very intelligent and a great 13. Plays New South Wales and also for Australia. You know, their props. Isaiah Papali'i needs to do a lot more, man. I need to see a lot more from Isaiah Papali'i. Firstly, I don't think he's a prop. I think he's a back rower, but you can't fit him into the back row here when you've got Liam Martin and Scotty Sorensen, unless you wanted to switch out Papali'i for Sorensen. But Papali'i hasn't been the same guy since he was at the Parramatta Eels, in my personal opinion. So I need to see a lot more from him. And obviously, Summerton, still, there's a lot to be desired from the hooker role. So this Panthers team is not the same team that we have seen across the 4 years that they have won the comp. But would that mean that I'm willing to write them off? No. I believe they confidently win this game today. They arguably should confidently win this game today. If they do not win this game and they lose this game, I will then be on the belief I will take them definitely out of my top 4 equations. I could not get rid of them from the top 8. I just couldn't do it. But I would be starting to move them into that 5 to 8 range. And then if losses kept coming, that's when we start pushing them out. It's very difficult to get your mind wrapped around the fact that the Panthers, after winning 4 premierships in a row, don't make the top 8. So that's why it's very, very difficult to write them off when they've got guys like Nathan Cleary. They've got Isaiah Yeo. They've got Dylan Edwards. They've got these guys who are proven winners. But they've lost Fisher Harris. They've lost Luai. They've lost Crichton. They've lost Kickout. They've lost all these guys over the years that maybe it has just become too much now. So I'm going to tip the Panthers here, and I am going to tip them 13 plus. Does that mean it's going to happen? No. The Dolphins could come out and put backs to the wall. Panthers could come in overconfident. But I just feel like the Panthers are waiting on that explosion. Maybe Dylan Edwards coming back into the team is that explosion. I would love to see the Dolphins get up today, because it would mean that, for me, individually, that I can't see the Panthers win the comp today, this year, if the Panthers lose this one. It would just be too many losses. That would be 5 losses in a row out of the first 6 games of the season. They would have lost 5 out of 6, and the only win coming in a, side hustle Vegas event where they beat the Sharks, who also the Sharks have looked extremely unimpressive so far. So I will confidently tip the Panthers today, and if they don't win, the concerns will be on a severe alert level. And they won't necessarily say it to you publicly, but there will be massive alarm bells ringing inside the organisation if they lose today. Now, let's have a look at the ladder here quickly. It's only round 6. Don't take care factor too much until about round 16, round 17, but we're consistent, so we'll still go through the ladder. If the Dolphins are to win this game today, so the Dolphins are in 14th, the Panthers are in 15th. Both these teams are in the bottom 4, so one of these two teams today will get themselves out of the top bottom 4. Unless it's a draw, then they would both be sitting on 3 points, where the Roosters and Eels could both jump them, to be fair. But Eels play Raiders, not a bad shout, and Roosters play Broncos. Good luck with that one. So, if the Dolphins win, they're on 2. They've got a minus 10 points differential. They would go up to 4, where they would automatically jump the Cowboys. They'd have to win by 6 or more to go up the Dragons. Again, don't forget that these teams do still play this weekend, because it's the first game of the round. So they would have to win by at least 6 to go up the Dragons for now. And then they would have to win by a good 24 points to go up the Tigers for now. They play the Knights later on. And they would have to win by about 30-odd points-ish to go above the Sharks, who are playing Manly. So that's not an outside equation to go above them. They can't go any higher than 10th. I don't think they go up to 10th. They would realistically be situated around that 12 kind of area, I would suggest. If they were to lose this game, they would automatically go below the Panthers. If they would lose by 52 or more, they'd go below the Roosters. And if they were to lose by about 70... This is how bad Eels' points differential is, at minus 85. They would have to lose this game by 76 points to go below the Eels. We have had 5 rounds, guys. we have had 5 rounds, and the Eels have won 1 game. So they're on minus 85 already. So they would need to lose by 75 points to go below them today, unless they lost by 50 and the Eels beat the Rays by 20, right? So that tells you kind of where the Eels are situated. The Panthers, on the other hand, so anyway, long story short, the Dolphins would more than likely be finishing up in 15th. I don't see the Roosters beat the Broncos, and Eels Raiders is a tough one. I probably still would lean with the Raiders there, however. Panthers, on the other hand, they're on minus 20. So they've got a 10-point differential worse than the Dolphins, but it doesn't matter because they're both on 2. They would have to lose by 42 or more to go below the Roosters. And they have to lose by 66 to go below the Eels. Damn. If they were to win this game, they would automatically go above the Dolphins, and then again above the Cowboys. They'd have to win by 16 points or more to go above the Dragons, and they just have to win by ludicrous numbers to go above the Tigers and the Sharks, which just realistically isn't happening. So these 2 teams aren't going to be going up too high, regardless if they win. They're not going to be going up too high. They've put themselves into a dark hole, especially with how uneven the competition has been in regards to, well, even, I guess you'd say, with random teams winning here, there, and everywhere. So they've put themselves in a bit of a dark hole, but there's a long season to go, so they both can drag themselves out of it, and it starts today. So I'll tip the Panthers. Do I see a world the Dolphins win? Yep, but that would mean alarm bells galore in the Penrith. But all right, guys, hit that like button, subscribe if you are new around here. And sorry that I am very, very sick, but welcome to India, man. Welcome to India. Joe says beers. Hey, bro, listen, I need a beer right now, that's for sure. I am considering going to Vietnam a little bit earlier. I do love India, man. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, India is it's a very special place in a lot of ways. Like, you will love it and you will hate it. And I feel like more people will hate it than love it. I see from the perspective of there is beauty and horror in everything in society in this world. And India has both, you know, in regards to a lot of things. So I'm in a really old apartment in Jaipur right now. Really, really old apartment. It's cool. I've got these kind of doors, you know, that's a bit dirty. I've got like elephants. This is like hundreds of years old, this apartment. It's really cool. You'll see it on BKRtravel in the pinned comment. But damn, you know, like I would really enjoy it more if I wasn't scared of being sick all the time. And the reason you get scared of being sick all the time is because you do get sick quite a lot. I've been sick 3 times in 1 month being here, right? So it's a tough one, man. You know, and it's 41 degrees outside right now, dry heat. So, you know, as much as you respect it and you appreciate the travel and the experience that you're gaining from it, which I'm loving, it's tough. It's very tough, man. You know, it's very tough. Especially when you're nowhere near any of your family and your close friends. So when you're sick, you do get homesick when you're sick. Brocky Sports says, Panthers 13 plus, Brian To'o first try scorer. Going to be tough, Brocky. Going to be very tough for Brian To'o to be the first try scorer today. Considering Brian To'o is not playing today, Brocky. No. Brian To'o is not playing today, Mr. Brocky Sports. And the Dolphins get kicked out of the comp after this game. Fair enough. Wow, I didn't realise that was an option, but sure. A flood clone? I don't even know what you're talking about. Luke says, are the Dragons getting wooden spoon this year? No. Maybe. But I don't think so. And I'm not going to talk too much shit because we play them tomorrow. So, you know, anything can happen. But, you know, it's funny. I just got another message from a man who watches this channel, Jackson Feuder. And he said, Titans 13 plus tomorrow, and I'm a Dragons fan, man. So I've got a lot of Dragons friends in the content creators community, like Julian Ali, like Trademark Sports. You know, I'm mates with these guys. And we've been kind of going back and forth this week where I'm saying, no, you're going to win. And they're like, no, you're going to win. That's the state of Titans and Dragons fans right now, where we're arguing that we're going to get beat and the other team's going to win. So it's been a funny back and forth with guys like Julian and Trademark. Condor says, from a Tigers fan, go the Dolphins. Why? Maybe just because you dislike Panthers for their success, maybe. Because otherwise I wouldn't see really too much for... Otherwise you'd probably rather the Panthers win because of their points differential. But again, you shouldn't look at the ladder. I would actually argue that the Dolphins are more likely to be down... You're going to hate when I say this, but I still have the Tigers lower on the table. I do think they're improving for future years, but I think this year they're still lower on the table. But I will say that, and Panthers are running out to the field now, the Dolphins are more likely to be down the bottom of the table at the end of the season, so I would probably suggest you'd rather the Panthers win. On a pure level like that. Anas says, Bulldogs will win the comp. Very early, but they're looking good so far, but very early. Panthers since 2003 says, just hoping Blaze can build a good combo for 2027. Why 2027? What's the reason for 2027? You're a Panthers fan, so there must be something that's happening. I don't know. Get this trumpet off my screen. Oh man, that was another thing today. I was so sick, woke up at 5 a.m. because there's a festival happening outside with trumpets and bloody. If I wasn't sick, I would have loved it. But when you're sick, waking up at 5 a.m. because people are dancing and screaming and throwing shit in the streets, and oh, bro, it was something else, man. It was something else. Luke says, yo, dude, Zach Lomax or Valentine Holmes? I'd take Lomax on player level as long as he's playing centre and not wing. No, sorry, as long as he's playing wing, not centre. You get sick of this whole centre dribble. Then again, it comes from his ego. Mitchell Vela Sports says, who do you tip in this game? The Panthers. Corey Blackledge says, I really want the Dolphins to win. Well, on a level of, will the Panthers be out of the competition? No, but they're pretty close to it if they lose this game. They're pretty close to it if they lose this game for sure. Well, guys, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe again. I'm going to be coughing today. I am sick, so do forgive me. Adam Smart says, out of the top 3 teams, who do you think is the more complete best team? Titans, Gold Coast, and the Coast. Brett Neslick says, it would be wild if the Finns win this game. Why would it be wild? Why would it be wild? Panthers is 1-4. Panthers would be 1-4. They'd go to 1-5. So based off of previous years, sure, but based off of this year, I wouldn't say it's too wild. Like, I get the thought process of, previous years, the Panthers have won 4 years in a row, so it would be wild if they lose 5 out of the first 6 games, sure. But based off of this year, the odds should be relatively even. The Panthers have been getting absolute... Oh, knock on first play from Dolphins. You're shitting me, Dolphins. You are kidding me, Redcliffe. So I'm going to refresh the score and change the time. They're going to challenge this. They either lose their challenge in the quite literal first second of the game. They either lose their challenge now. I'm going to update that time in a second. Give me one sec. And he will... I can't see an arm ripping it out. Or maybe... I don't think you can say that he's stripping it, though. I don't know if you can... I think this is going to be Panthers ball, man. Oh, but he does make an arm movement, but I don't think he's stripping it. I think that could be just a loose carry. I think he is putting his arm down like that, but he's not got his arm around the ball to strip it. I think they might call this as unsuccessful challenge. Yeah? You lost your challenge in the first 20 seconds of the game, Dolphins. Well done. I believe it is the correct call because I think the Panthers know what they're doing there. Don't get me wrong. I think he knows exactly what he's doing there. But with that being said... It's not a strip because he's actually just using his arm to propel the ball out without actually stripping the ball, which is what constitutes the rule. So the Panthers here, 20 metres out from the line. Does that update the time? Yeah, it does. Okay, the time's updated now. Time is updated. All right, so first tackle now for the Panthers. They're 15 metres out. They go to the right. Moses Leota, he's 5 metres away from the line. Yeah, thank you, Mitchell. Yeah, hold on. They go out to the left. Isaiah Yo. Underneath is 6 again of the Panthers. Oh man, if the Panthers score immediately, that could really rock the Dolphins' confidence in this first minute, losing a challenge and then conceding when they started with the ball. Edwards underneath here to Isaac Tungor, and that's a high tackle. That should be a penalty. Nope, second tackle here at the 10. I don't know if we're going to have the same high tackle rules this week or not, because they kind of ended on Sunday last week. Out of the left, and Casey McLean. Why is he a centre? Why is Casey McLean a centre? I'll read that in a second, Olivia. Appreciate you. Casey, why is he a centre? He never passes the ball, dude. Isaiah Yo, he goes himself. He's 5 metres away, 4 tackle. 4 tackle now. Summerton to Cleary. Cleary, short ball, Liam Martin. 5 metres away, 5th tackle. Good defence from the Dolphins at the moment. Tackle 5 away. Nathan Cleary. Not the greatest kick there from Cleary, but it will get knocked back here for the Panthers. That goes backwards. It's fine. That's fine. Blaze Salungi gives it off into Thomas Jenkins. I think he's been taken out. I think that's a good defense. Well done. Well done. They're going to check it, but I think this is a no try. Olivia Reed with the $8 donations. Another day, another donor. If the Dolphins lose today, we are disowning them as a Queensland team. I'm ready for a chook dinner tomorrow. Yeah, no, we should definitely disown them as a Queensland team anyway, because they don't actually have a Queensland city or suburb or anything in their name. Yeah, no try. No try. But I've got to say, Casey McLean refuses to pass the ball with every possible opportunity he gets to pass the ball. But thank you, Olivia, for your $8 donation. Hopefully we both win tomorrow. Hopefully we both win. Jay says, one thing I noticed about all Indian vlogs from watching other creators is that no one in India is ever seen on camera smoking a durry. Does no one smoke over there? Mate, everyone smokes over here. Everyone. The tobacco industry in India is so... Oh, it's a mistake there from the Dolphins, but it's going to be 6 again. Luckily for the Dolphins, they're able to grab it, but I don't know if that would have been called a knock-on because it would have been in the tackle, but... Oh, no, they did call a knock-on. So, anyway, Dolphins ball, 0 tackle, now first at the 20. The tobacco industry is so dominant that the reason why vapes are banned is because of them, not for any other reason. So you're actually legally allowed to vape in India. You're allowed to buy vapes in India, but you're not allowed to sell vapes in India. So they actually confiscate it at like airports and stuff like that. But that's because the tobacco industry is so strong and they demand you to smoke cigarettes that you're not actually able to do it here. So it's crazy. Like, you can buy them around, but they're illegally doing it. And some places are illegally allowed. It's weird. It's really weird. But tobacco is such a strong industry over here, dude. Heavy Farmers away. Heavy Farmers away. They're going to score. They're going to score. Oh, Hamiso. Out of nowhere, the Panthers will concede. And it's Hamiso who makes it 4-0 with a kick to come. What just happened? What just happened? They started with the ball, they knocked it on, they lost their challenge, they defended the Panthers, set up the set, and then the Dolphins just got the other end of the field with their first possession and score. So out to the left, Saifidi, Nikarima, Hamiso to Farnworth. The defense from the Panthers is shot down that right-hand side. And then Farnworth with an easy pass back on to Hamiso. You knew that try was coming as soon as Farnworth came across because it was a 2-on-1 and no one's catching Hamiso when he gets away. Dude, the Panthers are in shambles defensively. The Panthers are in absolute shambles defensively. The Panthers may be in a significant amount of trouble. You can't look at that defense and say that this is the Panthers we know. The best defense of the last 4 years, the best defensive team by a country mile last year, despite how good the Sharks and Bulldogs were, that ain't it. They've given up like 150 points already this season. Panthers are in trouble, man. Panthers are in trouble. KJ Sports says, what do you think the Panthers' problem has been? Why they've been losing? Defense. I think that defense has been their biggest issue, and that is proof of it right there. The Panthers, the way they won their comps was by fortifying the defense, suffocating you via defense in your own 20. Not via the defense in their 20, where they're giving you a chance. They're suffocating you previously, not this year, but previously they would suffocate you in your 20, your 30. You would then have to kick on 5th or 4th from inside your own 30, 40, and then the Panthers would already get an attacking opportunity. So their defense actually initiated an offensive play by the fact that they were able to keep you down there, and then it would just be repetitive, and then they would finally break you. This year, you're seeing teams break away against them. You're seeing teams break away from big gaps which you wouldn't normally see. Something has gone wrong here. Is it the fact that Cameron Ciraldo's time at the Panthers has come and he went to the Dogs 2 years ago and now the processes that he had was pushed into the guys that were the previous years and now they don't have a guy like Ciraldo who has really adjusted the defensive processes of the Dogs, and maybe that's the reason why the Panthers have fallen off defensively, because now, like for example, guys like Blaze, I'm not blaming anybody specifically here, but guys like Blaze Solangi, guys like Thomas Jenkins, guys like Casey McLean, Jack Cole, guys like Summerton, Papali'i, who's not young, but is not a part of the previous Penrith defensive era, and some of their benchies. And I think that maybe they're just adjusting their defensive processes, which unfortunately has come a gutser for them. And if you disagree with me, let me know why. Because you can see that the adjustment with the Bulldogs is not just a one-year phase, which was a concern for us, but the Bulldogs have proven through the first 5 rounds they're not a one-year phase. They have. And now 6 because it's a bye. So they've proven through the first 6 rounds that they're not just a phase. So for me, Cameron Ciraldo has proven on a consistent level of improvement. Whilst the Panthers, since that, are now completely off the charts from where they once were. They were poached too much, but that's going to happen. That's rugby league. That's going to happen. That's rugby league. What do you want? The same team to win every single year because there's no salary cap? You have to have a salary cap. There has to be a salary cap. And even with a salary cap, you're still seeing the Roosters, the Storm, and the Panthers win frequently. The last time a team won the comp that wasn't one of those 3 teams was 2016 for the Sharks. 2015 for the Cowboys. 2014, you go back to the Rabbitohs. 2013, again, the Roosters. 2012 was the Melbourne Storm. 2011 was Manly. 2010 was the Dragons. So, we moved on. 4 tackle, Panthers will kick to the corner here. Oh, that's actually not a bad kick if that sits up. It is a good kick, and Amiso will grab the ball here at the end goal and then take him down at the 3. The bygone era of the comp being very well open and competitive across most teams kind of ended in 2016, 2017. Because since then, it's been the same teams winning over and over again. Now, is that a problem with the NRL? No. It's just well done to the Roosters, the Storm, and the Panthers. It's well done to them. They've been able to successfully create their business. Like the Storm, obviously, we have our problems with the late 2000s. But outside of that, they've been incredibly successful throughout time. Have they gone from best to worst? Worst is a big call. Like, I've still watched the Eels for most of this year. But they are definitely a bottom 14 from what we've seen this year. All right, so Edwards will grab that at the 15 and bring it out here to the 25. Pin Andrew's comment. Mitchell, I'm thinking that the members' numbers would be dropping. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I can't pin it because we've got a new vlog out on BKRtravel, which, if you guys like sport, that new vlog on BKRtravel is when I went to the Golden Knights game. We were talking shit with one of the New Jersey Devils player. He was getting involved too. It was quite funny. He was a good bloke. But it was loud, dude. That Vegas Golden Knights game was loud. So if you like a sporting vlog from America, it's over on BKRtravel. KJH Sports says, do you think the Panthers premiership window is closed? Closed is a big call, but it's very much looking shaky. It's very much looking shaky. This is karma for the Panthers. What do you mean by karma? Explain to me karma. Why would this be karma for the Panthers? Good kick there from Cleary. Wow, Liam Martin with a massive hit of Bostock, but he stays in bounds. That's... What? Why is that a penalty, Dolphins? They're saying that Alamotti flopped in. That was a brilliant tackle from Liam Martin. Unfortunately, Alamotti has screwed him there. Dove says, yeah, I agree with that Serraldo call. That makes a lot of sense. Well, I just think that you can clearly see that Penrith have regressed, and it's a couple of years after Serraldo left, which is what usually it would take. And then you compare that with how the Bulldogs in that time frame have taken a couple of years to get into the mind frame of being that defensive structured team that has them currently undefeated at the top of the table. How's that one for Bulldogs fans who think that I hate you? I'm always willing to analyse your team in a positive sense. And I say that about the Bronx too. Craig Howard says Panthers is an anagram for her pants. Just saying. Penalty to the Dolphins. I don't know what that comment is, but sure. Blah, blah, blah says 2010 to 2016 had 7 different premiers. It was such a good time. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Except for 2011. That was an awful year. But outside of that, yeah, sure. All right, so penalty to the Dolphins. The Panthers are struggling. 10 minutes in here, guys. It is 6-0 to the Dolphins. Don't worry, Panthers. I feel you, because being as sick as I am, I feel you in regards to struggling. Hit that like button and subscribe. Olivia says, we are having a tour to Brisbane this Sunday. I'm not ready to deal with two-wheeled Lycra people. Sorry to any cyclists in here, but the roads are built for vehicles with 4 wheels. Don't be sorry to the cyclists in here. Cyclists know that we love guys to knock on from the Dolphins. So Panthers bought the 45. Cyclists know that this channel is banter, and I get sick of you on your bikes. So enjoy your time, but if you get into my lane and you give me flip the bird, I'm running you over. How about that? Seb Watson says a lot of kids, it's a rebuild, but the last few weeks a lot of the leaders have been out. Cleary Edwards. A rebuild's a big statement. A rebuild is a big statement. You know, they've still got Dylan Edwards. They've still got Nathan Cleary. They've still got Brian Tuttle to come back from an injury. They've still got Liam Martin and Isaiah Yeo. I'll meet you halfway and say a retool. But I don't think a rebuild is the right terminology for the Panthers. A rebuild's a bit much, but a retool, sure. Andrew says, I hope the vlog don't have that embarrassment of Mexican food called Chipotle. Hey, Andrew, guess what? You're going for 5 minutes, buddy. I'm not even doing it for a minute. You're getting 5 minutes. And you have a good word. I want you to go to the mirror right now. Look at yourself in the mirror. I want you to sing Kumbaya for starters. And then once you finish Kumbaya, slap yourself in the face. Don't ever insult Chipotle again. 4 tackle now at the 15. They go right inside. And Summerton with a run to the 9. Fit tackle now. 10 metres out. Dylan Edwards gives it off to Nathan Cleary. Cleary kicks it through. Good kick. Try time. Casey McLean will score. He didn't have to pass the ball. He got laid up on a platter from Nathan Cleary. Panthers will score. 6-4 with the kick to come. 6-4 with the kick to come. Nice try there because Nathan Cleary sets it up on a platter for Casey McLean. Just kicks that ball through. Hamiso's on the other side of the field. He couldn't get there. Cleary spotted it. And I'm surprised that Hamiso doesn't try to jump down and dive for the ball there. Does he get it? I don't know, but it would have been close. If Hamiso dives for it there, it's like he goes to try and kick it. It's definitely a try for Case McLean, but it's like he goes to try and kick that ball. Dasmate says Serraldo was robbed of Coach of the Year as well. Disagree. No, I disagree. I think that Cameron Serraldo was fantastic, but I don't believe that the Coach of the Year award should be emulated by the biggest improver. I think that it should be on the merit of what team has done the best with what they've had. Melbourne Storm had a significant amount of injuries. Yes, they're a great team, but Craig Bellamy was able to bring up whoever and get a great result out of the team regardless. So Raldo showed promise. He could absolutely get it this year. Right now, he would be the front runner for the Coach of the Year this year. But that's not based off of being a surprise packet, because what we've seen is people always look towards the surprise packet as the Coach of the Year. You know, Andrew Webster with the Warriors, or who's another one recently? Andrew Webster with the Warriors, or Todd Payton with the Cowboys. It's always the surprise packet. Do you still have Todd Payton as coach? Do you still have Todd Payton as a great coach right now? So Nathan Cleary to try and convert this. Anonym says Panthers D this year is trash. Oh yeah, I've been speaking about it. I agree. Nathan Cleary puts it through. 6-6 here with 28 minutes to go the first half. Good job, Will Chambers. Us! Don't ever mention that name around here, Daz. You know it too, don't you do it? Deary me. Adam Smart says, I'll be with you, Andrew, when he reads my last comment. Oh, here we go. I wouldn't have seen it, but now you've told me to go back and have a look at it. Walk her bro there. I'm going to time you out because even though I don't know what you're meaning, are you talking about like the Walker Bros? I'm going to do you for a minute. You'll get a minute just because I'm confused about why I need to time you out. But you asked for it. You did ask for it. And I will tell you guys when I do the timeouts. If I don't say it, then that means the moderator timed you out. But Adam Smart does deserve it. For some reason. Because he's trying to be cheeky. And I think he's talking about the Walker brothers. And he's a muppet. So the Panthers 6-6. 13 minutes into the game here. Oh, geez, anyway, I think I just coughed into the mic. Second tackle's out at 20. Sam times everyone out. Yeah, usually he's Skunkle. Ned usually is the old Skunkle. He's a Phoenix Suns fan too, and, you know, if you're an NBA fan, you know that you shouldn't be talking shit to me right now. Yeah, Skunkle, yeah. You want to ignore my messages before? You want to ignore my Facebook messages, Skunkle? Hey? I remember when you were very lippy about the Suns being a better team than the Bulls. Hey? Where's your chat now, Mr. Skunkle? Huh? Oh, I'm just getting out of a rate. Oh, charge down there by the Dolphins, Max Plath. It's Chase, Edwards, Max Plath. But Edwards will get there at the 3. So it'll be first tackle now for the Panthers at the 3. Up at the Timberwolves. Yeah, there you go. There's the loyalty that Skunkle represents. There's the loyalty right there. There is the loyalty right there. Deary me. Can't even get behind the Australian stallion. That is Josh Giddey. Deary me. He's a disgrace, this guy. He really is. Is it a player loyalty? Oh, yeah, that's fantastic. Won't you play a loyalty for Jason Nash? Jason Nash. Steve Nash. Jason Nash is the guy from the Dobrik vlogs. Fit tackler at the 45. I don't know why he came into my mind. Are you a Suns fan? Unfortunately, yes, he is. The fact that he didn't correct me on Steve Nash, Jason Nash, tells me how much he knows about Steve Nash. So first tackle for the Dolphins at the 5. Sunwolves are pretty cool, Olivia says. Sunwolves? The Japanese Sunwolves in the Super Rugby from 10 years ago. Sunwolves? You said their name, not me. Just finally got them. Yeah, but I didn't say the Walker Brothers' names 3 times, consecutively, which would magically make them appear on the Gold Coast, and I won't do that. No, I won't do that. You can't say their name 3 times, otherwise you get done over. That was close to a high tackle there for the Panthers. Yeah, now Skunkle replies. And now he says, I'll say you're looking very Indian. There you go. There you go. This is the state of Skunkle. This is the state of Skunkle. So Panthers here, taking out the 40. I would have loved to have gone to a Sunwolves game back in the day, Olivia, but they also got absolutely smacked every game. 40-plus points, even to... the Drua would pump the Sunwolves, and the Moana Pacifica would pump the Sunwolves. Shall we talk about the state of you, mate, on Insta? What? I don't even know what you're talking about. So third tackle now to Moses Leota. So fourth tackle now, 30 metres away here from the line. They give it to Nathan Cleary. Clear at the back into Edwards. Edwards now taken down to the 15. Somerton gives it out to Nathan Cleary. Cleary kicks that ball up in the air for Martin. Knocked back. It's still going to be Dolphins. Ball goes back, but then bounces forward. Reels. Hey, I'm just showing you that the Instagram reels that I get here in India blow your mind. It's all about love, mate. They're just showing love to each other, okay? You know, you got to respect love. Do you respect love, Sam? Do you respect love? I don't think you respect love. Am I free? For now, Andrew. Third tackle for the Dolphins at the 15. Jay says, can we make room in your budget next year and get some of those NHL cheerleaders for our streams? Well, because I had those good tickets, they actually would chill out downstairs. I just didn't, like, put the vlog down there and whatnot. But it's very easy to interact with them and actually talk to them as human beings when you've got a really good ticket downstairs in Vegas. They were very attractive cheerleaders. They were. All right, so it's going to be the Panthers who get this ball out here to the 40. The Reek says, how many times have you been sick since entering India? Unos, dos, tres! Really fun times across a month. I am considering going to Vietnam before my birthday on May 4th. I am. Love India, but sometimes you just got to know. If I get sick again in the next 2 weeks, I'll leave in 2 weeks. I'm not going to spend the entire time here getting sick the entire time. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of vlogs that I've already got ready to go as well. Fourth tackle at the 30. I've filmed a bunch of content, but I'm not going to stay here for the sole purpose of staying here if I'm just going to be sick the whole time, you know? All right, so fourth tackle. Nathan Cleary to Dylan Edwards. Edwards short ball to Liam Martin. Bit of a lethargic run there from Liam Martin. You're not used to that from him. Fifth tackle here at the 20. They give it out to Nathan Cleary. Cleary kicks it through for himself. What's Hamiso doing? That's going to be a dropout from Herbie Farnworth. Damn, that was close. Damn, that was close, man. I don't know what Hamiso's doing defensively there. Yeah, Cooper Cronk said the same thing as me. What's he doing? And this is the thing. This is what I mentioned in the first try for the Panthers. I think that this is the same issue where Hamiso is scared to dive at the ball. Hamiso is scared to dive at the ball right now. I don't know what it is. He's not usually. Is he kind of injured or something? Something odd is happening with Hamiso in this game. Short drop out there. Panthers knock it back. Edwards gets it at the 15. And that's a penalty. You're an idiot, Herbie Farnworth. You're an idiot. I don't know why players have the audacity to do this when they know very well it's going to be a penalty. Adam Smart says, everyone knows the Pacers are going to win it all. Convo over. The Pacers? The Indiana Pacers, bro. I've had conversations with the Pacers, fun fact for you. Olivia said, have you seen Corey Oates sing Backstreet Boys? Love him, but made my ears bleed. Backstreet Boys are back. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Jay loves it when I sing. Jay loves it. I'm a voice bird of our generation. Second tackle now, 5 minutes out, especially when I'm sick. I've got that real deep and raspy, you know? Backstreet Boys are back. Do-do-do-do-do-do. That's what we do, you know? Second tackle, YouTube's just the platform for me to eventually become a world-class singer and join Beyonce as a country singer. Third tackle now at the 5. And you got Somerton. But thank you, Beyonce, for my opportunity. So at the back here to Nathan Cleary. Cleary again. Here's Case McLean, who will never pass the ball. He will never, ever pass the ball. Never pass the ball. He will never, never pass the ball. Nathan Cleary to Yo. Yo gets it across into Edwards. Edwards to Isaac Tungo. Isaac Tungo, 10 metres away from the line. Fifth tackle. Fifth tackle. Off to Nathan Cleary, Moses Leota. He'll be 5 metres out. I don't know what that play was from the Panthers. 20 minutes gone here, guys. Still 6-6. Hit that like button and subscribe. But 20 minutes gone. It is still at 6-2-6. Really looking forward to Alan Fitzgibbon debuting this week, Sport Reactions. But I will say to you, don't try and do what you did last week, because I'm very well aware that you were trying to get a reaction out of me. Don't think I forgot. The Reek says, how many times have I already read that comment? But yeah, I'm looking forward to Adam Fitzgibbon debuting. Seb Watson says, always good to have a downstairs ticket with a cheerleader. Of course someone here has to come up with a... of course there's someone here. Can you get meds easy in India? Mate, there is a medical store every probably 50 metres in India, yeah. I'm literally staying in a bazaar too. I'm literally staying in a bazaar, which is hectic when you're sick. So 40-20 attempt here from the Dolphins, but it's not going to go anywhere close. Wow, how has he caught that ball? How has Paul Alamotti caught that ball at the 40? That's impressive. He might get away staying on the 42. Scanner says, probably going to hate me, Daz, mate, but favourite player at the moment is Anthony Edwards. I don't think people hate Anthony Edwards, dude. You know, he's got a bit of an attitude, but it's also his entertaining attitude. You only dislike him when he plays your team. But also, the way you follow basketball is like you're always going to be supporting at least a team competitive, which I don't necessarily disagree with. I'm too loyal to do that. And the Bulls are doing well right now. Like, we're playing some good basketball. Forward tackle now for the Panthers. Josh Giddey is incredible. Had 27 points this morning, a triple-double. Short ball, Liam Martin, 15 metres away from the line. Fifth tackle. You should sing at the Dally M's this year. Absolutely. Tell Peter Vlanders. I'll give him my Indian number. And, that's tackling air. That's tackling air. Yep, that's a penalty to the Dolphins. Jenkins didn't even... This game is really weird. Like, Jenkins didn't even attempt that and then just tackles him in the air. And Hamiso hasn't dived at multiple balls. I don't know what's going on. Remy T says, go Lakers. Hey, well, we swept you. We swept you. But I would like the Lakers to go far because of the Doncic situation. Because Nico Harrison is an absolute clown. So, penalty to the Dolphins here. They should get the ball to about the 30 off the kick at minimum. We are now starting to see the effect of the Panthers of the players they've lost. Been saying it all year, Cool Strike. No one wanted to listen to me. Now, I think I even said on the video that I didn't have the balls to tip them low, but I did say that they've had too many player losses. And it's not that Crichton wasn't huge, or Api Koroisau wasn't huge, or, you know, guys that they've lost, Turova and whatnot, weren't big. But they have lost half of their spine in regards to Koroisau now, and also Luai. They've still got Edwards and Cleary, but it's a different spine to what we have become accustomed to. And it does take a bit of a process once you've got that inbuilt foundations. Hold on. Dolphins are away. Dolphins are away. Dolphins are away. They're going to score. They're going to score. Avarillo back inside of Hamiso. This is a double. This is a double. This is a double. Boom! Dolphins score. 10-6 for the kid to come. Hamiso again. Hamiso again. Tracked over the Dolphins. They lead 10-6 with a kicker to come. Oh no, Penrith. What have I been saying on these streams for years? I've been saying, you can talk your shit. I back you, because when you're winning, you can do whatever the hell you want. But there will come a time where you will struggle and people will laugh at you, and you will have to just stomach it, man. And I know what your response is going to be. I know your response is going to be, well, we won 4 premierships in a row. Sure, but I don't now. So 10-6 with the Dolphins, 17 minutes to go. With that being said, though, I respect their success a lot more than other people do. If Dolphins win, that will make me feel marginally better. Marginally better? Why are you feeling down? Why are you marginally down? Well done, Jenkins. Get an assist, brother. Okay, fantasy. Welcome, Supercoach. Dear me, Sam. He's an abusive figure in Facebook. Skunker's an abusive person, man. Like, I'm an emotional person. You know, like I'm sick in a country that makes it very difficult, and I've got Sam just like blowing up my messages, insulting me. It really is offensive. Corey Blackledge says, why do the Roosters have the Broncos and Penrith twice early? Because that's the way the cookie crumbles. Who cares? Who cares? I don't know why people care so much about this. At the end of the day, you're going to play them. So it's like, why does it matter too much? What's the difference between playing them in round 1 and round 6 than in round 1 and round 27? Like, what's the actual, like, definitive problem with that? I understand fans wanting to see you go up against different teams, but, like, what's the problem with it, really? And they will get the kick, so it will be 12-6 here with 16.5 minutes to go the first half. Also, remember, it is a very difficult job to actually get a scheduling correct, because every fan wants their team to have a good draw. Every fan does not want their team to have a bad draw. Some teams are going to get a good draw, some teams are going to get a bad draw. You have 17 teams on an intricate detail of home and away games to try and decipher. And unfortunately, you will see some teams not play each other twice, and unfortunately, you'll see some teams play each other twice in a small amount of time. But at the very minimum, you'll play every single team once, and then a couple of teams, you know, multiple times. Right? And that's why people are calling for the adjustment of the competition in some ways. But I just don't see the ultimate problem with playing a team once in the first round and once in the 6th round. But if you give me a reason, then I'll happy to agree with you, because I don't really care enough about it. Oh! Off a try, the Dolphins knock it on. Oh my gosh, for the Yaki. So Panthers ball hit the 20. Dasmate says, holy shit, you wouldn't believe this, but I've just missed a call from CEO of the Panthers to replace McLean. I'm assuming I can at least pass. Might not call him back, not worth my time. Yeah, no, having to go at you, Corey. I was just wondering kind of what the... Because there is a lot of people like you who do question that, but are like adamant in, why? Why are we watching the same team play each other twice? I just think who gives a shit? You know, like you're gonna... Okay, you're not going to play him again for the rest of the season. What are the Panthers doing? Play the damn well scrum, mate. Play the damn well scrum. Play the damn well scrum, buddy. And Nathan Cleary kicks the ball. What are they doing? Oh my gosh, Panthers. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, Panthers. Oh, welcome to the Dribbler Squad. Welcome to the Dribbler Brigade, baby. We are the leaders here at the Gold Coast Titans, and we welcome you in with open arms. Kumbaya, my friends. Kumbaya. What the fuck did I just watch, Panthers? What the fuck did I just watch, Penrith? If your missus hasn't come home for a month and a half, should one believe she's gone for good? Listen, Adam, I hate to tell this to you, but firstly, it's another penalty now to the Dolphins. That's 2 penalties in a row. Penrith, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh, there might be a bin here. Sam. There might be a penalty. It might be a bin here. Might be a bin. They are a massive fraud watch here, Panthers. Oh, that's a bin under their rule book. But then again, I don't know what their rule book is. Hold on, here we go. What are you calling? You calling a bin? Because we saw multiple of this last week when the Knights did it to the Dogs, but there was no bins. Or in the Manly Storm game, here we go. I guarantee they bin this, which makes no sense in comparison to last week. That is a bin based off of their rules. This should be a bin, and it will be. But we saw in the Knights-Bulldogs game, multiple Knights players do this to the Dogs, and there were no bins, which was crazy considering the week beforehand. We were in this issue because of the Dogs. Direct contact. No intent to rat. Moderate force. In the bin. Yep. So Polanamotti goes to the bin. And that is the correct call. But the confusing part is why was that not applied on Sunday last week? It was applied on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Saturday. Those 3 days. Wasn't applied on Sunday, though. Yeah, it was no bin on Sunday, Andrew. Absolutely. It's the correct call. It is the correct call based off of their new terminology. But they didn't apply it on Sunday, which confused us to think, is it still going? Anyway, Adam Smart, basically... Just because you look through those 4D glasses does not justify you actually having the misses that you believe, my friend, unfortunately. Unfortunately, that does not justify you having a misses. But, do your thing, man. Do your thing. Eventually, maybe... Or is it AI? I hear there's AI girlfriends nowadays. Is that what we're doing? So, out to the Dolphins here at the 25, then to... Out to the Dolphins. Finifuiaki is 20 metres away, third tackle. This is the first time the Dolphins have been in the attack in 20 all day. Out to Max Plath, and Plath is going to be 10 metres away now, fourth tackle. Sam's, we all hate the Manly Seagulls. I like him for my dad, but I also understand that it's like... If it wasn't for my dad, I wouldn't like him. Because of Cherry Evans, but I also don't really give a shit about that anymore. Fifth tackle now, 5 metres out from the line. Fifth tackle, 5 metres out. Max Plath, he goes out to the left. It's going to be a Sakatoa, Nikarima, Herbie Farnworth. Good tackle there from the Panthers. And that's really good defense there from Nathan Cleary. Fifth tackle, and the Dolphins taking down to the 10. Good defense. Dasman says this 5-game losing streak is the only 5-peat they'll be seeing. Well. Ever since the Panthers lost to Chad Townsend, they've been completely lost. Is this what we're doing now, is it? Is this what we're doing? We're saying it's Chad Townsend. Is that what we're doing? We're sitting here and we're saying that Chad Townsend is the reason for the Panthers' fall off. Is that what we're doing here? Plot twist, Cleary was never good. It was Luai that carried the squad. Cleary's actually still been one of their better players. It's just that they haven't had the team cohesion and chemistry like they have in recent years. I didn't think Cleary was bad last week. I just thought that the team couldn't get it together. It shows that it's very hard to be a one-man team. It's very hard to be a one-man team. Even though Manly kind of showed last week with Trbojevic. So it'll be the Dolphins now at the 20. Was engaged for 10 years, said she was going to... Oh, this is actually a legitimate question, Adam. What is this? BKR therapy session? Was engaged for 10 years, said she was going to her sister's, haven't seen or heard from since nearly 2 months now. Single life is brilliant, not gonna lie. So this is an actual legitimate thing. So you were with some chick for 10 years. Oh, 1 second here. Left-hand side, Jack Bostock at the 40. At the 30, he's going over the sideline. Oh, well done. He stayed inside. Forward tackle. So they go right-hand side. We all hate people called Sam. His name is Sam. Sam Hutton. They're going to score again. Avarillo! Try time. There for... No, don't bring religious stuff into it. But anyway, Sam Hutton, his skunkle's name is Sam, buddy. But it's 16-60 of the kit to come. The Panthers are down a man, and the Dolphins just piece them apart on the right-hand side. Deary me. Ian, I disagree with you, and I'll explain why, but I did explain why earlier, but I will disagree with you on a little bit of a difference. Hold on. The Dolphins at the 30, they just pass it out to the right. The Panthers' defense is just dramatically poor. Okay, so I'm going to repeat this again. Again, my opinion, not necessarily the correct opinion, right? But my opinion is that it actually is Ciraldo, not Crichton. I think that Ciraldo developed this defensive structure, and then you're seeing now, a couple of years on, that there is no defensive structure in comparison to what they previously had, and it took a couple of years for the Dogs to go and apply Ciraldo's defensive structure to get them into an undefeated stance in the early part of this year. The Dogs going to win this comp? I don't know, right? I still think there's improvement to be made. But I will say that I'm looking more so at Ciraldo going from the Panthers than I am looking at individual plays. Because it's like the Storm, right? Everyone always says the Storm are done, Cameron Smith's gone. The Storm are done, Billy Slater's gone. The Storm are done, Kibby Cronk's gone to the Roosters. You know, the Storm are done this, done that. But yet, the only person that stayed through was Craig Bellamy. So I think that once Craig Bellamy goes, although the Storm have a developmental system in place and a really strong fundamental system, I think it will take about 2-3 years and the Storm will start to falter. Because I think that it got the Panthers by for a couple of years alongside the team that they had. But I think that with the Storm would be the exact same, where they have developed through Craig Bellamy for like 2 decades. Great kick from the Dolphins. They're going to make it 18-6 with 10 minutes to go the first half. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. So I would look at Ciraldo and say that, is it very early with the Dogs? Sure. But you have seen the processes in place where they are showing signs of them being a defensively just strengthy team despite their first couple of rounds this season, whilst the Panthers have gone in the complete opposite direction. So, I don't disagree that Crichton's not a big involvement. Don't get me wrong. Crichton's one of the best players in the game, and I have him as the best centre in the game. Waiting on Latrell to be fully back into the centres, because I do have Latrell as the best centre in the game when he plays there. I've said this for 5 years, even when he's playing in fullback and whatnot, I always want him to go to centres. They just didn't have Jai Gray. But I do think that the players' loss are huge, but if they still had a guy like Ciraldo maintaining their defensive structure, I think that they'll be a lot better off than where they're at now. What up, long time no talk? Welcome back, Connor. We need to refresh that time clock. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, sir. Let's refresh that. Also, guys, if you haven't gone and subscribed to BKRtravel yet, I would really appreciate it. We are pumping along content in India right now, but you're seeing the Vegas and Hawaii vlogs up first. So there's a hockey vlog out there for you on the BKRtravel vlog for when I was in Vegas and I was talking shit with the players and they were bouncing back at me and having a bit of fun. It's Knock on Dolphins. Panthers bought the 45. So it's a very fun vlog over there. They got super loud. But yeah, if you like travel content, that's the place for you to be. Someone says 100% Cameron Ciraldo built the system. There's a reason why. Well, he's a part of the system and he had a major part of the system, but I wouldn't say he built the system. I think that comes in line with Gus Gould as well. I think Gus Gould also has a big part to play. And I'm not going to say that Ivan Cleary didn't have a massive part to play either. Whenever I eat curry, I get constipated. How you going with it there, BK? Call straight. Do I look like I'm not sick right now? I've said about 400 times, I'm really sick as we currently speak. Really sick. But I'm pushing through, man, because that's what we do here on the channel. So first tackle for the Panthers, but it's a difficult country to travel through, bro. I will put that out there. I love it, but it's a difficult country, especially solo. Second tackle now at the 40, but I've made some great friends here and had a good time. But I probably will do 2 months rather than 3. And then go celebrate, because my dad owns a bar in Vung Tau in Vietnam, so I'm going to go over there for my birthday. May as well get free drinks and food. And see him for the first time in 7 years. I might come back for Diwali at the end of the year and kind of stay away from the Golden Triangle a bit and go more so like Mumbai or Udaipur or maybe Jaisalmer, because Jaisalmer is too hot right now. Forward tackle, Nathan Cleary. Short ball. Now fit tackle, 13 minutes out. Somerton, Cleary. Short ball, Tungo. Dolphins pick it up and they're taken down at the 7. I don't think he knocks it on. Oh no, they will say knock on. And they can't challenge it either, so Panthers ball here at the 10. They're going to repeat set. So Jaisalmer is very far west in India. It's out in the desert. Right now it's about 47 degrees Celsius. Dry heat. But over there, there's a really cool thing where you can do where you can go out on camels with a group, whether a private group or not, and you sleep out on tents in the desert at the west of India for a couple of days. In the winter is when you do that, not the summer. So I'm going to come back in the winter and do that because that will be awesome. Evan 6 says, someone, I don't know, man, they are normally just penalties and on report. Are you talking about that one that was called based off of how their terminology is? It was the right call in regards to the bin. Based off of how they've adjusted it in the recent weeks. It's just that unfortunately Sunday we didn't get to see that applied. Out to Blazekippaxross, Nathan Cleary, 5 minutes away from the line, second tackle, and he's knocked on the ball. Oh boy, dude. Oh boy. The Panthers are in trouble. They are in trouble, man. We can, Andrew says, Blaze, we can go deeper. The grassroots of Penrith were once the best going around. Now they are struggling for the men. Are they? I don't know enough about that. Are they? Is this your Parramatta bias speaking? Or is that your thoughts? Olivia says, I'm ready to read all of the Panthers crying comments. Adam Smarts, yeah, good call, Joe. Adam Smarts says, Ivan's a great coach. Not many people could take Warriors to the grand final. Sure. I don't disagree with what he did with the Tigers, but I don't disagree with you. You can't be the coach of a team that wins 4 premierships and not be a great coach. I never said anything like that. Actually, I said that he was a part of the system as well, alongside Gus Gould and Seraldo. It would be very immediate and reactionary to say that Cleary wasn't a part of that. He absolutely was a massive part of that. I definitely don't think anybody would be saying Cleary wasn't a big part of it. I'm ready to read all the Panthers fans' crying comments. Wait, birthday drinks with Blaze at a random bar in Vietnam? Not a random bar, my dad's bar. He owns the bar. Forward tackle, and they flip the ball off to Isaiah Katoa, and he's going to go himself. And they'll be 45 metres away from the line, fit tackle. Yeah, fair enough, Joe. Hold on. Dylan Edwards at the 18. And he's going to bring this ball out to the 24. If you want to know kind of where I am, I'm not going to tell you the exact spot, but if you type in on Google, Hawa Mahal, H-A-W-A, space M-A-H-A-L, I'm like literally 200 metres from that building. It's a magnificent building when you see it, man. Third tackle at the 42. It was built for the wives of one of the emperors back in the day, and they weren't allowed to leave the building. So for their ability to actually watch the general public, he built like all these different rooms where they could look out onto the public. Sad story, but part of history over here. Fifth tackled here at the 38. So they weren't allowed to leave the premises, but so they could feel like they were involved in regular day-to-day activities of the commoners. He built the windows there so that they could look out. There's so many windows in the building. Yeah, bro. Yeah, no, it's interesting, eh? It's beautiful. I'm like 200 metres from it. So first tackle now for the Dolphins. Paulo Amotti is about to come back onto the field. You learnt in Hindi yet? There's no point, mate. Hindi is only spoken in like Jaipur, Agra, and Delhi. Down south, they speak Tamil or Urdu. Or Urdu is like east, and Tamil is south. And there's 300 languages in this country, bro. They don't even speak the same language. There's no point. There's no point. So it's going to be Jermaine Sarko to the 40 on fourth tackle. Hold on. And Marshall King at the 50 on fifth tackle. 4 minutes left. They're back to 13 on 13 now. Everyone talking shit right now, even though there is 45 minutes left and the four-time premiers are only down by 12 with a sin bin. Sure, but the Panthers haven't looked anything like a four-time premiers team in the first 40 minutes, even before that sin bin. Who's the best informed player right now? Ooh. Damn. Most informed player on an individual level right now. Damn. It's a great question. I asked the chat that actually, because I have to scan through my mind whilst talking here. Oh, knock on from Blazekippaxross. He's actually offside there. It should have been an accidental offside. He was in front of him. But anyway, a knock on for Blaze Saloni gives the Dolphins another opportunity. Negans is the captain of the Titans. Big Tino. Tino's been fantastic, but the form player of the comp is a difficult one to give him. Just learn 300 languages. Hey, Brendan, why don't you shut your mouth? How about that? I haven't even learned Nova Castrean yet because you guys speak gibberish down there. Maybe we should learn that first. Someone says, what percentage of the population over there you reckon speak English? Delhi, very limited, but probably 40% have a good... I'd say 50% have a good understanding of it. The younger they are, the more likely to have English. Agra, barely. And Jaipur, oh, damn, probably 30%, 20%, not many. Not a great deal. All right, so Dolphins now, they'll be 30 metres out, second tackle. Like, so a lot of them have a very basic understanding of it. Very basic. All right, so 30 metres away here from the line. They're going to be 25 metres out. Adam Smart says Haas. Oh, Payne Haas is probably going to be the one. Yeah, you might be right there. Dry Gray's a good one, Brenton, actually. Dry Gray, Payne Haas. So Nicarima, he'll get taken down to the 13 on 4 tackle. 2:20 to go here. They're on the line. Happy Farnworth. He's 10 metres away. Farnworth taken down 4 metres out. Fit tackle. Yeah, Haas is probably my answer, but I do love how Jai Gray's been. Out to Hamiso. Hamiso flicks it on. Knock on from Avarillo. And that's going to be knock on both ways, but it'll be Panthers ball here at the 10. Nah, Skuggle, they came out in the Titans game the other week against the Roosters. You just ignore it, mate. Even commenting like that I saw it. You just move on from it, man. They don't get the reaction they want. Just time them out. We'll hide them and move on. Someone says, every time you say that place, I can't stop hearing Jake Paul. Jake Paul? Oh, Jay Paul. Oh, okay. Jake Paul. How do you get Jake Paul? I understand the J and the P, but Jake Paul? Jay Paul? Okay, I get it. I do get it a little bit. Third tackle now. If you want to know the price of something, say, oh, you're an idiot. I'm not even going to read that out, just in case anybody is watching who understands that language. Wow, Marshall King bleeding out of his left eye pretty badly. Jai still in the Dally M at the moment? I think so. Either him or Payne would be. He is bleeding badly. Hughes? No, I wouldn't say Hughes is the most in form over guys like Gray or Payne Haas, but Hughes has been good. Yeah, definitely going to leave out the last word. Yeah, definitely going to leave out the last word. Cleary gives it off to Blaze Salungi. Short ball. Thomas Jenkins. He's away. The 50, at the 40, the 35, the 30. Kicks the ball back onto the inside, and it goes straight to Hamiso. And it's going to be first tackle here with the Dolphins at the 30. Brent says, good kick, Jenkins. Well, you can't really get it to do much more. They had the cover on the inside. He had short plate on the outside. He had a quick thought with his left foot, and it just didn't work out. Like, I just think the Panthers are at shambles at the moment, man. I really do. How do you book a train ticket in India? Well, Remy and Teddy, there is a video for you. There is a video that you can see on BKRtravel that I specifically... Are you referring to that video? Are you referring to that video? You're actually asking me. Because if you're actually asking me, then there's a video on BKRtravel about how to book a train ticket in India. So, forward tackle. I don't know if that's sarcastic or not. All right, so Dolphins now at the 45. Adam Reynolds isn't a bad shout. Disagree. Like, best in form in the comp? I don't know about that. He's been good, but I don't know about best in form in the comp. Dolphins might go for a field goal here. No, they've lost the ball. So, Panthers. He's technically been tackled without the ball. Yeah, it's a penalty to the Panthers here. Hey, listen, if you want to be a bit of sneaky here, you can go with the penalty, get the ball to about the 40 or the 30, and then you can try and go with the 2-point field goal or a field goal. Sure, Andrew, cost you 12 lakh. I'll jump in here, Rick Grimes, and say, no, we will keep doing that for you, bro. Don't worry. Don't matter how many fake counts you'll get. Jay enjoys timing you out and hiding you. Jay enjoys it. So does Skunkle. We all do. we all do, man. So either be normal or you will continuously be hidden. All right, so it's going to be Panthers with the last play here. 25 metres out. Do they go for a field goal? What do they do here? Yeah, they do. Oh, they are going for a 2-point field goal. Charge down. Oh, Dolphins might score a try. Oh, luckily Edwards gets back there. But damn, another charge down, and it will be halftime. 18-6. That's a great half there from the Dolphins. That is a fantastic half. Fantastic half from the Dolphins there. So 18-6 here at halftime. Look, I think that overall the Panthers have been poor. The Panthers have been poor. The Dolphins have been solid. Hamiso scored a couple of tries. Jacob Rillo scored a try. Casey McLean scored one for the Panthers. Overall, this is definitely not looking like the Panthers that we know at all. It's just not looking like them at all. But let's have a look at some of these stats because it is quite crazy here. Hit that thumbs up button, guys. Subscribe if you're new around here. The possession is 55% to the Panthers, 45% to the Dolphins. That's crazy. They have had 55% possession to 45%. That is a significant amount of possession Panthers way, and they're losing by 12 points. Time possession is 14.5 minutes for the Panthers and 11.5 minutes for the Dolphins. Completion rate for the Panthers is 85% at 18 from 21. The Dolphins are 72% from 16 from 22. Oh, man. Like, you look at this and you go, statistically, how the Dolphins are winning is absurd. Like, statistically, how the Panthers aren't scoring and how the Dolphins are winning is absurd based off of those stats early doors here. Like, that's pretty surprising. The Panthers have had 12 more runs. Here we go. This is the stat that should tell you something. So they've had 12 more runs, the Panthers, 94 to 82, and yet they've had 40 less metres run. 40 less metres run. 836 metres for the Dolphins, 804 metres for the Panthers. So roughly about, 36-40 in regards to run meters differential in favour of the Dolphins, despite them being 45% possession comparatively to 55%, which is just insane. And then you go to the post-contact meters, which is 280 for the Panthers, 231 for the Dolphins. So the Panthers are doing well in post-contact. They're just not making a great deal of meters, but those run meters are coming from the fact that the Dolphins are breaking through them. The line breaks are 4-1 in favour of the Dolphins. The tackle breaks are 13-8. The average set distance is both very similar at 38.52 for the Panthers and 38.01 there for the Dolphins. And the play the ball speed is the exact same, 3.45 for the Panthers and 3.47 for the Dolphins. So a lot of similar stats in that market, but the meters run, considering that they're 14 runs behind them now, 15 runs behind them now, is just wild. And then we move across here to the kick defusal, 100% for the Panthers, 57% for the Dolphins, 90.59% on defensive effective tackle percentage. Is very solid there for the Panthers at 183 for 13 missed tackles. But even better, Dolphins-wise, their defense has been really immaculate. 188 tackles made for 9 missed tackles and 4 ineffective. Really good stuff there from the Dolphins, because again, that average marker is around the 88. They're not only at 90, but they're at nearly 94, which is incredible. That is incredible there for the Dolphins. And 90.59 is also very good for the Panthers. And then you go to the errors. 6 errors from the Dolphins to 3 for the Panthers. 5 penalties conceded against the Panthers to 2 for the Dolphins. 1 ruck infringement to 0, Dolphins-wise. And obviously the Panthers have had the sin bin. So the Dolphins, statistically, outside of their defense, actually haven't been that good. They're 94% on the dot now, effective tackle percentage. That is actually phenomenal. That is a phenomenal defensive structure from the Dolphins today. So they should be very happy with that. But outside of that, their kicking game has been pretty lackluster. And their completion rate's pretty poor. They've had less possession, and it's just a weird game here. It's a weird game, but the Dolphins deserve to be leading. You can't deny the Dolphins deserve to be leading this game. Like, they absolutely do. It's just that, man, the Panthers have fallen off, bro. The Panthers have fallen off. Negus, the Penrith didn't look this bad with Luai at 7 last year. Questions need to be asked what's going on. Yeah, but I don't look at Cleary being the reason. I just think that there's no focus on defense right now. I think they just relied upon previous years, and they haven't tried to tweak an adjustment of losing big players like Fisher Harris and Jerome Luai. They were dominating but didn't score. Yep. Panthers fans making fake accounts right now. You just ignore those, bro. Toggle says you should go there, Andrew, and make a vlog. What did Andrew say? Jay, is it really that bad? What did Jay say? Most smart people do, Andrew. What did Andrew say? Wait, Blaze, do you say that you were avoiding the golden triangle? Bro, I'm quite literally dead smack in the golden triangle. What do you mean am I avoiding it? Delhi, Agra, and Jaipur are the only places I've been. They are the only 3 parts of the golden triangle. How would I be trying to avoid the golden triangle, Andrew? Riddle me that. Riddle me that, Andrew. Riddle me that. How am I avoiding the golden triangle when the only 3 places I've been are the golden triangle? Oh, man. Does Cleary really need Luai? I think the Panthers are just in a bit of a schmozzle overall right now, man. But people will look towards Cleary. Of course they will. He's a Parrot supporter. Go easy, mate. No, that's where we go harder. No. That's where we go harder, man. Oh, boy. I might mute this and have a bit of a break while it's half time, because again, as you guys know, super sick. So give me a little bit of a break here. I'll be back in about like a minute or two, maybe 3 minutes or so. Let's just chill out for a second. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll be back. Bro, I am so sick, man. I am so sick, bro. Let me read. Thank you very much for the $3 redid donation. I did have pants on. Yes, I did have pants on, man. Thank you. But thank you very much for the donation, Olivia. That will go to my medical bills right now. that will go to that will go to my medical bills as we currently speak. Most Indian streamers. Okay. Olivia says, do they have tuk-tuks in Narnia? What? I would expect so. I would say so, yeah. They call them autos here, though. They call them autos. Tuk-tuks are what they call them in Thailand. But I just say tuk-tuks to make it easier for everyone to understand. Yeah, one like is one medicine for Blaze. Exactly right. Hit that thumbs up button. One subscribe on BKRtravel over there gets me one medicine. See, he's building his sense of belonging to the culture. Olivia, I'm probably going to be cutting my trip a little bit short to 2 months rather than 3. So I'm still going to be here for probably at least another 3 weeks. But then I'm going to go to Vietnam. Because I'm just sick. And it might change. I might decide to stay, but it's very hard when you're sick. Just put them on. Fair enough, man. Olivia obsessed with these. Yeah, every time I go for half time, it's always a poo, apparently. Is this mod takeover time? Well, Andrew, you're not a mod, so how are you going to take over? Negan says, Penrith will be the only team with 1 win of the weekend. Well, like I could see a world the Eels beat the Raiders. I will still tip the Raiders, though. And the Roosters, I don't see beating the Broncos, but then again, I know you're a Roosters fan, so I understand that. But the Broncos haven't guaranteed anything yet, so look, I think the Broncos win, but the Roosters could come up clutch like they did against the Panthers earlier on in the season. Where's the spicy food? Seb Watson, do you think that I'm in any state right now? In any state. It would take significant donation for me to even think about doing spicy shit right this second, man, because it is difficult. Too bad we don't know what likes are. Yeah, don't know what likes are. We do know what likes are. Liex? Liex is maybe the French version of likes. Raiders lose Saturday night. Thank you, Andrew. That's an Eels fan saying that. So, have you got Deli Belly? No, it's not Deli Belly, man. Deli Belly would be much worse. I wouldn't be able to stream if I had Deli Belly. I've just got, it's really exhaustion. Like, I'm not throwing up or anything like that, but it's just, I think it is heat exhaustion, but also, I've got a sore throat and whatnot. But I don't know, man. It's just, 3 sicknesses in a month tells you a lot. And it's it's not India's fault. It's my fault. My body's not used to how you live your life. I will never take the blame out on the country, because the country here, they do just fine. Yes, there's a lot of negatives about it, but there's also a lot of positives about it. So it's my fault that my body's not accustomed to your way of living. But my body is not accustomed to the way of living here. Jeeves says, what about warm curry? Well, sure, I can have that, but I don't have it with me and whatnot. Spicy food will sweat out the sickness. Brenton, you shut up, man. You have no idea what you're talking about. It will make you throw up right now. It would make me throw up. I have, across the last 3 days, 3 days of being sick, I have eaten 2 biscuits on Tuesday, which was a complete whitewash of a day. I was meant to go for a walk with a friend at 7 in the morning. Couldn't do it. And then I slept basically the entire day and just had a couple of biscuits. Yesterday, I moved apartments from the other place to here. And I tried to have a butter chicken, but I only got through a quarter of it. It only cost 200 rupees, which is $4. So it didn't really matter. And it was from a safe place. And then that was it. I haven't actually eaten anything, really. So it's been tough, man. But we're doing what we're doing. We're doing what we're doing. It's just, that's why I kind of want to go somewhere. Even if I come back just later in the year, for Diwali or something, I just want to go somewhere where I don't have to be scared shitless about what I'm eating 24/7. Because it is a problem here. Penrith since 2003 says, glad you have fun at the Vegas Golden Knights game. Hope you get the chance to get into the NHL more, especially during the playoffs as it gets wild. So when I go to Chicago, I'm going to be going to a lot more Blackhawks games and whatnot. My ultimate goal is to eventually end up in Chicago. All I'm hearing is excuses. Skunkle, mate, you can't handle pepper on your sandwich, and you're talking to me about excuses. You find pepper spicy. So I don't think you should be talking about excuses, Mr. Skunkle. Also, when we went out drinking in Auckland last year, who was the one that would not have gotten home if it was not for me, who had more drinks than you, mind you, knowing how to get us home? Skunkle, how about that one, Mr. Excuses? I could have left you at that bar, not going to say what type of bar, but I could have left you at that bar with the girl you were trying to hook up with. Skunkle, how about that one? Whinge. Does the K in BKR stand for Keithy? I don't even know what that represents, but you're an idiot. All right, second round's about to start here. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Makes you think they were a bandwagoner. Why? Oh, because of the name. Oh, yeah, but to be fair, we've only kind of been live streaming since 2020, so we wouldn't really be able to know. But yeah, until proven otherwise, you trust it. So the Dolphins kick it off here. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. I would have walked back to the Airbnb. You didn't even know where you were. Auckland is your hometown, and you didn't even know where you were. And don't lie to me, because you're talking to me here. There's no in between. I know, Sam. I wasn't the completely plastered one of the two of us. So Dylan Edwards now gives it off in his eye, yo. I'd had a few, don't get me wrong, but Fijian culture drinks a lot more than that. So third tackle, and Summerton gives it off to Liam Henry to the 35. Marlon says, are you going to stream FIFA World Cup 2026? I hope to be in America for it, but FIFA World Cup's in a bit of an issue right now, 2026, because of the situation with the government and stuff. There might be a few issues in regards to people getting in to America specifically. Maybe not so much Canada or Mexico, but especially to America. Hold on. The woman at the top end of K Road are not woman. K Road? Are you talking about Auckland? I would have no idea what K Road is. Hey, says Panthers are so trash this year. They're not looking too good right now, man. Long way to go in the season, but I'm starting to get seriously concerned. Can we drink some of that bounty that you had? Oh, you want to have bounty, bro? Oh, Skunk would never survive bounty. And that's true respect as a good friend of mine in Skunkle. Bounty would fuck him up. That would get him good. Nicarima gives it out, and they'll be 33 metres out for the line. Second tackle. And they give it out to Donahue, then to Isaiah Katoa, and they're 20 metres out, third tackle. Auckland. Yeah, see, Jared, I don't know the ins and outs of Auckland, except for I had a great time. Fourth tackle now, not at this K Road that you're talking about, though. Maybe that's where I picked Skunkle up. So it's going to be 6 again here for the Dolphins. Dude, the Panthers might get robbed today. Dude, Penrith, what's happening? They could go last at the end of this round. If the Roosters beat the Bronx and the Eels beat the Raiders, the Penrith Panthers would finish the weekend off in last if they lost this game. It looks good. It is good, but it's strong. Bounty rum is strong, man. You know, you'll be asking what your name is by the end of that. By the end of a couple of shots. Third tackle, 5 metres out. 6 again for the Dolphins, 5 away. Damn, bro. And Nichols with the ball 2 metres away from the line. First tackle. Andrew makes me think that his name is Andrew. Just a vibe I'm feeling. No, his name is Muppet. So you were wrong. And short ball, bad defense, but the Dolphins will be 3 metres away from the line. Second tackle. Definitely not Rick Grimes. Your mother, yes. Outside of that, no. So it'll be third tackle here. 5 away, and they will score! The Dolphins make it 22-6 with a kick to come. 22-6 with a kick to come. 37 minutes to go the game. And bingo was his name, Olivia. You're right. 22-6, kick to come. The Dolphins are slapping. Makes me feel a little bit better about the last week. Makes me feel a little bit better about last week. Or should it not? Maybe the Panthers are just that bad. Oh boy. Brenton says frauds. Mate, massive fraud watch. Massive fraud watch. Actually, is there something I could get on YouTube for this? Fraud watch. I wonder if there's something that I can download. Maybe. Fraud watch transparent. Maybe there might be an image online. Fraud alert. There's one. There's one. Oh, but it's got... There we go. Okay, this might be good. Where is it? No, not in the players. That one. We're going to have to put it up there, son. Panthers fans, you're not going to like it. Max wants everyone taking their turn with us, bro. Hey, welcome to the life of a Titans fan for the last ever. Ever. For the last ever. Did you hear me say ever? Because I meant ever. Ever. How do I put image here? There's a long way to go, is there, Vossi? It's about to be an 18-point lead. About to be an 18-point lead here, Mr. Vossi. Media, image. All right. I'm sorry to do this to you, Panthers fans, but you're going to have to go on massive fraud alert. You're going to have to go on massive fraud alert down here. There you go. There you go. Fraud alert. It's out now. It's official. It is absolutely official. You are on fraud alert. So we've moved that there. Next time we'll have a siren to go along with it. More like life a Tigers fan. Oh, yeah, Condor. Yeah, no, it's been fantastic being a Titans fan. How did the game at Leichhardt go for the Titans last year? I get that you've won wooden spoons. You've also won a premiership 20 years ago. We've never won anything. So I understand your difficulties, but you absolutely surely should be able to understand that the Titans and Tigers are in the exact same boat, regardless of the fact that you came last 3 years in a row. We also came fourth last in the exact same 3 years that you guys came last. We came last in 2019 and 2011. So we're on a pretty similar wavelength in regards to Tigers, just minus the premiership. So it's like, no, it's not that the Tigers are any worse than the Titans, and I can put my hand up and say that because at the end of the day, at least you can fall back on a premiership 20 years ago. We cannot. And I don't think that it supersedes just because of a wooden spoon, fourth last 3 years in a row on the dot. Losing to the Tigers last year means that we're any better. So, no, not more like, similar like. Oh, Jenkins knocks the ball on. Dolphins are going to pump them. Dolphins are going to pump them. 100% bro, we share your pain. Yeah, again, I agree with you, Condor. I just don't think there's a separation between the two. So first tackle at 2 meters out from the line. And I wish I didn't have to say that. I don't want to say that my team is the most difficult team to support alongside the Tigers, but we are. Dolphins are 5 meters out from the line, second tackle. Not made top 8 in like 13 years. Correct, we made the top 8 in 2021 and 2016, but off the back of losing seasons. We'd lost more games than we'd won. We had to rely upon the Tigers to not make it in 2016. We made it in lieu of you, actually, because you lost to the Raiders on the final day at Leichhardt in 2016. And then in 2021, we had to rely on the Sharks and the Raiders both losing in the final round, and then to beat the Warriors by 11, in which we won 44-0. But so Dolphins now to Isai Katoa. Katoa off to Hamiso. Hamiso underneath, and we've won one finals game in our entire history back in 2010 against the Warriors. So fit tackle here for the Dolphins, 5 away, out to Isai Katoa, kicks it through. This is going to be a dropout. Yep, it's going to be a dropout. Jay says, hopefully the Titans don't get the bye first game. Would be nice if the NRL mix it up a bit. Would be nice if the NRL mix it up a bit. Don't get the bye first game. Yeah, it'd be nice, Jay. Yeah, sorry, my brain didn't click. We were the first team to come 17th. Okay, and? What is... And? Yeah, sure. Oh, that's a knock-on from the Dolphins, unfortunately. So it's going to be Panthers ball here at the 5. What's the difference between coming 17th that year and this year? So it's going to be Paul Marty gets away from one tackle, cuts back inside, now we're at 18 or so. Panthers fans are so ungrateful. I go on the Insta comments and get abused for saying, congrats, there's your 5, Pete Panthers. There's your 5, Pete. For context, if people don't understand, this would be the Panthers' 5th loss in a row since that win against the Sharks. That's a good one, though, Daz. Second tackle, there's your 5, Pete. Daz, send me the post on Instagram so I can go see. I want to see it. It's too funny. Third tackle, Katoa got pushed off the ball. Now to Cleary. Cleary off to Edwards. Edwards now to Tungo. And Tungo is going to be 35 meters out for tackle. 24-0, oh my gosh. No, it's not 24-0. It's 24-6. Not 24-0. Edwards fit tackle at the 35. The first year the NRL 17 teams will get the spoon after coming 16th the previous year. Correct, but that doesn't differentiate you as a club. Why are you trying to compete for the worst? That's apparently the Panthers here. Why are you trying to compete for the worst run club right now? Like, at the end of the day, can you differentiate the fact of the difficulties of being a Titans and Tigers fan? The answer is no. Both teams have won spoons. Both teams have been unsuccessful. One team has won a competition, and it wasn't the Titans. So it makes no sense why you're fighting for your point that the Tigers are the worst run organisation, which I won't disagree with you in, but they both are absolutely on the same level. There's no disagreement. That's all I have. It's not something to be proud of, though. I'm not proud of where the Titans are. Zaya Yo gives it out to Lindsay Smith, and Lindsay Smith here at the 4. At the 4. Second tackle. Lindsay Smith rolls it back. Schneider, 2 meters away from the line. Panthers need to score here if they want any chance. Oh, there's still plenty of time for a chance, but short balls from Cleary to Martin. Martin hasn't been up to scratch today in regards to his meters, I reckon. Is that 6 again he's just called? No. Fit tackle. 4 tackle. That was 4 tackle early then. Isaiah Yo, here's a try surely. Talangi holds it up nicely, but maybe a little bit too long. Case McLean will never pass that ball and it'll be taken down to the 9. And it's a penalty of the Panthers here, really. All right, 30 minutes to go of the game here. Hit that like button and subscribe, but I disagree with this being a penalty here. No, I disagree with that being a penalty. McLean don't know how to pass yet again. McLean can never pass the ball. I don't understand how you can say that that's a penalty against the Dolphins, though. But sure. All right, so Zayo. And now they're 4 metres away. Panthers, please, make a bit of a game out of it. Otherwise, this is going to be the hardest 30 minutes of my life. Take it to you, cats. Liam Martin, he'll flick it all the way across. They're just going sideways at this point, the Panthers. They're just going sideways. 8 metres away, second tackle. Brad Schneider, Nathan Cleary. Cleary up to Talangi. Talangi's 5 metres out. McLean rolled into it. Absolutely, I don't understand how that was a penalty. Schneider to Yo. Yo looked for a pass to the back. Good of him to hold it, but then he gets the offload away then. And I don't know what the Panthers are doing, dude. I don't know what the Panthers are doing, man. Taking down to the 10 on 4 tackle. This would take a miracle to come back from this with how they're playing. They should maybe score. No, he's out. Good defense from the Dolphins. Dolphins have been really good defensively today. The Dolphins have been really good defensively. Let's go back and have a look at their defensive effective tackle percentage. They are at 94.56%. They have missed 1 tackle in the second half so far through the first 11 minutes here. 1. 227 tackles made to 9 missed. This is a phenomenal effort. They're nearly at 95% on a defensive completion rate. That is fantastic from the Dolphins. Adam Denman says, wish the Panthers play like this the last time they were trying to run down a significant lead. Why do you do this to yourself, Adam? So for context, everybody, Adam's a Broncos fan. Why do you remind yourself like this? I didn't even say anything. You wanted to remind us all of the 2023 Broncos-Panthers Grand Final. As a Broncos fan. Why do you do this to yourself, Mr. Deadman? The pain makes me feel alive. You know what's crazy? So I watched a video the other day that was saying that players from the 90s, it was a video with someone from the early 2000s in rugby league and the late 90s, and they were talking about how individual moments kill you for the rest of your life, right? And I agree with it as a sports fan on a similarity level, but it's just not as personal as, say, Ben Hunt in 2015 or Manly in 1997 against Darren Albert. Multiple instances. Will Chambers not passing the ball in the 2016 grand final, which would have got the Storm to win the grand final. They would have scored 100%. And they were talking about how it kills them for the rest of their life because they're always overanalyzing it every day on how they should have been better, even in the small moments. And then there's not even talking about the big moments, right? And I agree with it because, for the rest, Patrick Herbert will never forget that moment in 2021 with the Roosters-Titans game. And it's really harsh because you have to live knowing that will never be overturned and you can't ever get over it. And people are like, get over it, man. It was 10 years ago. Or 5 years ago for you. 4 years ago. No, it was 2 years ago for you, wasn't it? Yeah, 2023. Or 10 years ago for the Ben Hunt situation. You just never will get over it. And if you're a pure sporting fan, you understand that. And you have to kind of try and come to terms with the fact that you will always be scarred from moments like that. Always. You can't get away from it. Even as the fans, let alone the players. I guarantee you that Ben Hunt would still be thinking about how he could have done better on that day. And the whole team would be. So Dolphins knocked that on. So it's going to be... No, it's still fit tackle, they say. And now they kick the ball out to the sideline, and it's going to be Dolphins ball at 13. Please don't shit your pants. Firstly, don't tell me what to do, Jared. Don't tell me what to do. Secondly, random comment, but sure. If I wanted to go to the bathroom, I would. I don't know where that comment came from. Slater said that was McLean's fault that he was in that position. That was McLean's fault? That Will Chambers didn't pass? No. Is that what we're talking about? Who are you talking about? Who? McLean? That was McLean's fault that he was in... Oh, you're talking about this game. I was going to be like, who's the McLean for the Storm in 2016? Yeah, no, I get you. I get you now. So third tackle now for the Dolphins and Gilbert gets his 45. Adam, I ask you, do you think you'll ever be able to, especially the next time the grand final comes around for the Broncos, do you think that your club will still have ultimate scars, whether it's the same playing group or different? I know there's been players that you've lost since 2023, but ultimately, like if you've still got Reynolds there this year, and you've still got guys like Reece Walsh, and you've still got guys like Payne Haas, do you feel like that will come into your equation, that the Broncos, despite a lead, could still absolutely throw it away based off of the past, or do you think that it's more so a one-time thing and an individual basis? So, because I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to get over the Patrick Herbert incident. Like, I don't hate Patrick Herbert. I just think it's a really, really unfortunate incident that you'll never be able to forget in your life as a Titans fan. So, Dylan Edwards. And now he'll be at the halfway point on third tackle. He gets away. He's still going here at the 40. He flicks the ball over the top here. Blaze Talangi. Talangi tries to step around Hamiso. He can't get the ball away, though. And he'll be taken out the 18 for tackle. And that goes for any Broncos fan in the chat if you want. Or even a Manly fan after 1997 if you're alive and supporting them. Or a Storm fan 2016, but a bit different for you. Good passing here from the Panthers. Dylan Edwards taken down at the 10. Fit tackle. Fit tackle, 8 metres out. Lindsay Smith to the right. Nathan Cleary, big pass across, and he throws it over the sideline. Throws it over the sideline, so it will be Dolphins' ball here at the 10, and I guarantee they didn't miss a tackle then too, so they have still not missed a tackle. They've missed one tackle in the entirety of the second half. Blah, 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 says Corey Parker still thinks about the 2015 grand final. In his book, he says he wishes he just took JT's head off in the final play since they were ahead by 4. Yeah, I can see that. Because they're up by 4, you may as well, because then you can set your line. But again, this is all in, you're never going to assume that the Cowboys are going to score a miracle try there when it was a low-scoring grand final up until that point. You're never going to assume that your team is going to break down in the literal 80th minute. So it's like, in hindsight, sure, take his head off, get binned for all you care, takes it 2, and it's like you're still probably going to be able to guarantee a no try with 12 men on the field. It's a very risky play to get binned, though. But I also think that it sets your structure up, and it's still very difficult with one play to score, comparatively to the Broncos being up and down, left and right on that play. So it's like he's going to overanalyze that for the rest of history. So are we. Broncos fans will. I was in Fiji watching that, actually. I was in Fiji, and it was crazy. It was crazy. I had a lot more animosity towards the Broncos back then. So I was very happy for the Cowboys. And I love Jonathan Thurston too. I sat with him on a plane up to Townsville 2-3 years ago. We were sitting up front together. Up to Townsville. We got pumped that day. Titans got pumped that day. Alright, so the Panthers here. Liam Henry at the 45, third tackle. Andrew, is Mary in the crowd? Is that why he threw it to the crowd? What are you talking about? I know you're talking about Mary Fowler, but what are you talking about? Panthers, quick passing. Wow, Casey McLean passed it, and Thomas Jenkins away. At the 20, kicks it back. Jenkins, please stop kicking the ball. Please take his kicking license away from him. Nathan Cleary, go up there and slap him across the nose and say, don't ever kick the ball again. Thomas Jenkins, please. I'm begging you. Dolphins ball here at the 10. That was third tackle too. Front row getting a touch of the ball there. Get around it. Isha says, playing 25 to 30 games a year for the past half a decade seems to be finally taking a toll on the Penrith players. That, plus also the defensive structure, is completely different to when it was under Seraldo and the emanating years past that. The crying because we were in the lead to crying because we let them come back and then lose. I was around a lot of... I was on the Panthers side 2 years ago in the Penrith section, but there were a lot of Broncos fans who were very arrogant with about 20 minutes to go. I remember there was this one big Broncos fan that was just rubbing it into Penrith fans. He didn't last the full 80. Do I think that's all Panthers fans? No. Is that played up by Penrith? No. So it's Panthers ball here at the 40 on their side of the field. There are a lot of... The way I see it is that as much as I may dislike the organisation of the Broncos, I also know that a community really hurt that day. So it was like, I don't care for those arrogant fans, which is like what I would do. I'd do it for fun. But... there would have been a lot of hurt people in Brisbane. So I still feel for the club and the fans of that, even though I dislike them. Negan says, Jenkins, just take the tackle. Mate, he needs to just take a tackle sometime. Second tackle out the 45. Take his kicking duties away. Jenkins out there kicking like Townsend. Townsend is just the biggest meme right now, bro. I still have flashbacks of 2023 of Herbie throwing the ball to no one and Critter picking it up. It's when the momentum turned. I can't remember. That was probably around the moment that I was, admitting the Broncos had lost the grand final. And that's going to be a knock on Panthers. Dolphins ball at the 30. 20 minutes to go of the game here, guys. 20 20 minutes to go of the game. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and don't forget to go subscribe to BKRtravel if you like travel content. There's some Vegas vlogs, Hawaii vlogs, and then India will be out next week. But I was probably admitting to the defeat at that point because I was saying, like, Broncos, you deserve it. And they did until that moment. It just says, at the start of the year, I had Sharks versus Panthers grand final. Now it's looking like both might not even make the top 4. I had Sharks Storm, so happy with the Storm prediction-ish because they still lost the Dragons. But the Dragons are a bit of their bogey team right now. Sharks I'm very concerned on. Very, very concerned on, man. Very, very concerned on the Sharks. I had them to win the comp. Oh, Daz has just sent me a photo. Here we go. Is this him roasting the fans? There's your 5 Pete. Congrats, Panthers fan. Someone replied, flog. Someone said 4 Pete loser. No, that's not what he's talking about. You have to wake up and support your trash team, bum. Take an L. Probably a Sharks fan. Haha, we beat you, trash. And Daz replied, LLLLLL 5 Pete. He's a character, that Daz, mate. He's a character. Full tackle at the 35. Panthers have not been anywhere near good enough in this game. Fit tackling at the 30. Para must be happy with the player swap with Penrith. Talangi is shocking. Yeah, he's not been good today, but he is very, very young. But he hasn't been good today. And that's backwards from the Dolphins. They kick down to the corner, and it will be Alamotti who grabs it. He's in field. He's not in goal. He's in field. Yeah, it's Panthers ball at the 1. I'd be very concerned if we can't get it done against a turbo-less Manly. Yeah, in Perth. Wow, second tackle and they're only at the 1 metre here, Penrith. Are you used to this? Is anyone used to this? This is usually what the Panthers do. Third tackle and they're only 3 metres out from their own line. Penrith on this rate could miss finals. The question's that, oh, no way Penrith have done that. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, Penrith, you are in serious, serious trouble. Oh my gosh, they're going to try to check the bunker here, but I think this is a try. He's saying a defender might be in the ruck, which interferes the pass here. Katoa stays down. I'm sorry, but like, how is that Katoa's fault? Unless it hits the... Does it hit the knee here? Okay, sure. It's soft, but it's going to be a no try. Sure, it's soft, but it's going to be a no try. It's a fair enough call, but it's soft. No, it touches him. You can see a little deflection. While the ball's still in his hands, the player's knee impacts the severity, the height of where the ball goes. When he releases it. So it's a correct call. It's a very frustrating call, but it does definitely hit the knee and go upwards. Deary me. What Panthers team are we watching? It's a great question, dude. Don't forget, we will be live tomorrow for my Titans taking on the Dragons. And also, I think the Roosters Broncos game is tomorrow as well, isn't it? Hopefully I'm feeling a lot better by then so I can be a bit more hype and have a bit more of a good time. I don't think we've ever won in Wollongong, so... Blah, blah, says, nah, man, the Warriors are Melbourne's bogey team. Oh, shut up. Shut up. They haven't beaten them since 2016. Liam Martin here at the 30, and now they're 28 metres out for tackle. Storm have only beaten them 16 out of the last 16 games between them. Who said this? I saw something on Instagram about this. Who's the one who said that the Warriors were the bogey team for the Storm? Storm are everyone's bogey team, mind you, but also the Warriors don't ever beat the Storm. When was the last time the Warriors even won an Anzac Day game? They didn't beat us last year, and then they haven't beat the Storm in a long time on Anzac Day. So who was the last time? When was the last time? Have they won an Anzac Day game, the Warriors? Oh, Panthers knocking on again. Cleary's a fraud. Toby Sexton is better. Mate, Toby Sexton is the sexiest bloke that you've ever did see. Sexy Sexton is beautiful. Beautiful. I would be lying if I said anything other than I'm loving this hate watch right now. Panthers fans, I tell you, I don't know if Panthers fans are watching still, but Panthers fans, I told you, your day would come. You talk your shit, but your shit will get shit talked. I talk your shit, but your shit will get shit talked. I just honestly can't wait until I'm at a point where I can just watch the footy, enjoy some good food, and not worry about getting sick. That's all I ask for. That's all I ask for. Put 20 on the Storm. Put 20 on the Storm, you reckon, the Waz? You reckon they put 20 on the Storm? Haven't beaten them in 10 years, but, good luck. 9 years, sorry. Not to be pedantic. So the Dolphins will kick this ball to the Panthers at the 15. If the Warriors beat the Storm, I'll be convinced they're a much better team than I thought they would be pre-season. But I can tell you right now that I do not have the Warriors, and I do not have them by losing by 1 or 12. Second tackle now for the Panthers, and they're going to be at the 35. Very happy for Aaron Clark, though. Ez my boy, man. I want the best for Ez Clark, for sure. And he's been great this year for the Waz. The Storm will put 100 on the Panthers. Let's not forget they lost to the Dragons. But the Storm should put them to bed very easily. Have you tried Western fast foods over there? Yep, got food poisoning from McDonald's. Yep. You are not safe wherever you eat, man. And even if you check it, you can still get sick. I'm telling you, it is a difficult country to circumnavigate. It's all part of the experience, but it is difficult. My first sickness came from a severe food poisoning from uncooked chicken at McDonald's. Yeah. Tried KFC over here in Bali, and holy shit, let's just say it's not the same for all the bad reasons. So KFC here was actually amazing. I had it twice. And it was actually really good. It was really good, and I never got sick from it. Because at the start, I wanted to work my way in slowly. So I kind of had, a couple of, Western fast foods, mixed in with some curries and mixed in with some stuff. But KFC was actually really good. Subway is amazing over here. Subway is really good. But McDonald's, I'm never having McDonald's in India ever again. I'll never do it. That sickness was something that I can't even explain here without making you throw up. It was really bad. You'll see it on BKRtravel, but I'll explain it in better terminology than I'll explain it in terminology that's a lot less confronting. Thomas Jenkins, no one's following him up. Taken down. Bum action. Bum action from Jenkins at the 25. They don't have Big Macs here, man. They have so they do, but it's chicken. They don't eat beef over here, man. They worship cows through Hinduism, so there's no beef. I'm looking forward to a steak when I get home, that's for sure. Third tackle now at the 45. Full moon at Suncorp. Put $20 on the Storm. Oh. Well, Jared, you can understand why I got confused with your comment. Nathan Cleary. Well, I wouldn't even bother. They'd be heavy favourites. Oh, Panthers just throwing the ball to the Dolphins. That's from Talangi. He's trying. It's no good. It's no good. Subway is also good over there. Subway is very good, yeah. Actually, is there a Subway near me? I'm in Old Town, Jaipur, where everything's pink. So I think that's Old Town. I don't think it'll be here, but I think there'll be one south sections. They love Subway here, dude. Oh, there's one not too far from me, actually. It's in a really weird area, though. Ooh, I don't know if I can trust that. It's a weird area. That's in a weird area. That's inside, a bazaar. I just don't know if Fit tackle here for the Dolphins at the 25. I ordered KFC over in Bali, and the delivery driver legit walked into the villa where I was sitting on the couch and gave me my meal, which had feathers on the chicken. Panthers dropped the ball, goes backwards, and they'll be taken in goal, but it'll be a penalty for taking it back in goal. Penalty to the Panthers, which had feathers on the chicken. I do not believe you. I do not believe, I think you are over-exaggerating it, that there were feathers on the chicken. They did not cook a live chicken at KFC in Bali, someone. And if I'm wrong, I put my hands up and I say I apologise. But I just don't believe that they would be killing and cooking the chicken live in front of you at KFC in Bali. I swear to God, I'm not pulling your leg. I don't know if that was chicken feathers because they're not murdering the chickens inside the KFC, I wouldn't believe. Again, if someone can tell me and agree with, if I would trust a Jay's word because he's very travel experienced online and whatnot. I would trust, I'm not saying I don't trust someone, but it's very hard to believe. Sione says, bad season for Panthers, go Finns. Yeah, bad season for the Panthers. How's Talangi playing? Have Power got the Steelers entry? Talangi's not playing well, Vestus, at all. Well, cats don't have feathers, so that's a bonus. Maybe some bird got in there? I don't know. Out the back, Blaze Talangi to Edwards. Edwards short ball to Casey McLean, who will never pass a ball. There is no chance in history that he will ever pass the ball. Dylan Edwards across to Schneider. No, Talangi steals it, kicks it through. Not a bad kick. Drop out. That was actually a good kick from Talangi. Not a fussy eater, and I legit had to make a business decision and not eat it. The fuck? What do you mean you're not a fussy eater? I had to make a business decision and not eat it. There's no business decision that you didn't eat chicken that had feathers still on it. What business decision is that, you sicko? There's no business decision. Just don't. Why would you even? There shouldn't even be a decisive thought process. It should be, I'm not eating this. Kentucky Fried Bin Chicken. We've gone out to the west of the Gold Coast for that one. Panthers knock it back, so they will get the dropout. I'd eat feathers, why not? Yeah, but you're a sicko, Aguero, that's why. First tackle. Do you understand you can get not only extremely sick, but like significant diseases from feathers? Thing is, Jason Ryall sleeping like a baby after watching this game. I don't know if he'd be sleeping like a baby when he's 1 from 4, but sure. Zaya Yo out to Blaze Talungi. Talungi then to Case McLean. He'll never pass a ball in his life. He will never pass the ball. He will never pass a ball ever in his life. Third tackle for the Panthers. 5 metres out. 10 minutes to go of the game. Hit that like button and subscribe. If Casey McLean passes the ball, then the world is over. The end is nigh. And, Tungo crunch at the 10 by Jack Bostock. I had the feathers on KFC here in Oz and still ate it. You're an idiot. Zaya Yo to Lindsay Smith. 4 metres out. I've been so impressed with this Dolphins defence today. Out to Cleary. Cleary up to Talungi. Talungi gives it out. That's a knock on there from the Dolphins. So it's going to be Panthers ball at the 10. I watched on the news that someone go out catch bin chickens to eat. I'm not getting involved in this conversation. Ivan plays the guy who never passes at centre. He's losing it. Well, who do you put in centre? Like, is it time that you now... Well, you can't give up on Talungi because of one game. But it's like there is the option of Schneider coming into the 6. A bit more experienced. Maybe you push Blaze Talungi into the centres. Because I just haven't rated Casey McLean at all in the centres. And he gets named on the wing, but yet he's playing centre. And I don't get it. He just isn't a centre for mine. He never passes the ball. 10 minutes to go. Like and subscribe. Get around it. We have 2 games tomorrow. Please pray for me that I'm in a lot better of a state because this has been a hard street for me to do, man. Oh, it's not going to be a bin, is there? No, I think it's fine. McLean's 1 pass, 1 completion. He's very accurate. Stop it. Panthers ball at the 10. Spencer Lenny is probably spewing. He left Penrith because he'd probably be starting for them now, and Penrith could probably use him, sure, but I don't think that changes their fortunes. How's Spencer Lenny impacting the Roosters right now? But now he's back on the bench for struggling Shook's side. Blaze hasn't been the worst, but that could be because I like the kid and I want to see him do the best. Unfortunately, he's been really poor today. This isn't on Blaze Talungi. The loss is not on Blaze Talungi. However, he has been a poor cog in the machine of Panthers tonight. That's a knock on there for the Dolphins, so it should be 6 again here for the Panthers. Good passing here is Yo, Moses Leota, and the ball goes back to the 25. Well done, Panthers. You're scoring that way, not that way. So now they're back at the 30. It has to be 6 again here for the Panthers. Now they're 20 metres out. It should be first tackle. Second tackle. How is that possible scientifically that the ball has come out that way if it didn't touch a Dolphin? Problem with the Asian countries is they gaslight me with how good the food looks, but when I eat it, projectile out of all holes. Barley belly with something else. Yeah, man. But I will say that it's a lot safer, and this is saying something, but it's a lot safer to eat there than it is in a lot of places here. That's not me saying to eat anything there, but do some research on India and you'll understand that it's a lot safer to eat there than just anything here. Out to Lindsay Smith. Smith to Nathan Cleary. Cleary over the top. Good pass to Thomas Jenkins. Back to Casey McLean. He'll never pass it. He will kick it, and it will be a dropout. Well, at least he kicked the ball, Casey McLean. At least he kicked it. This is really good defense from the Dolphins, man. Don't take this away from them. Like, they have missed more tackles. They have gone on to miss a few more tackles in the second half now. They're 19 missed tackles with a 92.42. Panthers are at 91.03, but both defensive effective tackle percentages are great. It's just the Panthers have let a couple breakaways away. How do you make sure the food is safe in India? You take a rough guesstimate. You look at the way the way the shop looks. You see if there are locals eating there, and then you have to try and trust, man. This is why it's a very difficult country. I've eaten some amazing food here, and you'll see that on BKRtravel. I've eaten some amazing food, but it's you just have to trust. You really do. You have to make a solid guesstimate in your mind whether this looks okay to eat or not. And if it doesn't, don't eat it, even if you paid for it. So the Panthers will get the ball here at the 25. If Parra weren't so arsed, we'd see Penrith last. Well, if Penrith go on to lose this game with 8 minutes to go, the Eels beat the Raiders and the Roosters beat the Broncos, then Penrith will go last. You have to roll the dice with food. Yeah, you do. You really do. Especially the more out of metropolitan areas you go to. So third tackle. And it's going to be Summerton. Loses the ball, goes backwards. Panthers ball still. Blazekippaxross at the 5. They didn't say it was knocked on. So third tackle here for the Panthers. Fourth tackle, sorry. 3 out. Oh, you tap water ice. Oh, yeah, that's the way to go, is it, Joe? I'm never coming back if that's the case. I'm never coming back if that's the case. Fifth tackle. Go for the field goal, you cats. Cleary kicks it through. It's going to be a... Oh, no way! What did Bostock just do? What did Bostock just do? It's about to be 24-12. Like, there's actually a chance the Panthers could come back here. I don't know what Bostock just did. What's he doing? Leota scores a try because Bostock kicked him the ball. Bostock literally just kicked him the ball. What's he doing? Bro, are you off your rocker? That's insanity. That's insanity. So Moses Leota will score. Tries confirmed. Okay, 6:20 to go. If the Panthers go on and come back from this game, Bostock, good luck getting out of Suncorp, man. Catch and run out. Well, it wasn't an easy catch, but all you had to do was flick it out. Sorry, I was going to stretch my legs here. All you have to do is flick it out here. Why do players go for this, miraculous... that's a 1 in a billion kind of play there that unfortunately went against Jack Bostock. But the fact is that he allowed that opportunity by the 1 in a billion play. Just subscribe to BKRtravel. Appreciate you, Jared Ford. Appreciate you, man. After this video, the stream finishes. You can check out the Las Vegas Golden Knights game. Go comment what you thought of it. So 6 minutes to go here. I was going to go to a Rajasthan Royals game this Sunday in the IPL and put it on there, but it's going to be 43 degrees. I'm telling you, I'm not going to a game at 3:30 p.m. in Jaipur for an IPL game with a sold-out stadium at 43 degrees. I tell you that right now. So I'll try and go to a Mumbai Indians game later on. I'm going to cry because I've just shat on 50 midgets. Okay, I shouldn't have read that comment. So the Panthers will be 1 metre out, 6 minutes to go. Daz, you have got squeaky bum time if the Panthers come back from this, but also it would be on Bostock. There's no way the Panthers win this game. You couldn't believe it. You couldn't write about it from here. Third tackle here at the 7 for the Panthers. 5:48 to go here of the game. Isaiah Yeo with a strong run up to the 20. Last thing you should do, Dolphins, is give away a penalty in this situation. Quite literally the last thing you could deal with. Blazekippaxross out to Nathan Cleary. Cleary short. Oh, I thought he passed the ball there. He didn't. At the 40, fit tackle. They go quickly to the left. It's fit tackle. They go over the top here. The ball might bounce to Edwards. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. They might actually score. They might actually score here. I don't know what just happened. Did he score? Did he just score here? Case McLean's shaking his head. I don't think he scored. I think Cleary should have run into the line of Amiso and then passed. I didn't think he needed to kick that. I don't understand why he didn't pass this ball. I thought he had like a 2-3-on-1 against Amiso. Amiso goes for the ball there, misses the ball, goes backwards. That's fine. No one knocks that ball on there. Is he even trying to get the ball? Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. He's trying to kick the ball. It's fine. They're competing for the ball. There's nothing wrong with that. Off the legs. Case McLean said that he didn't get it. He shook his heads. Yeah, why did Edwards kick it with Hammer back there? That, but also, they had players. I don't think he gets it because he shook his head. Oh, he's completely missed it. Oh! So he didn't actually touch it. So that's actually going to be a dropout. So he doesn't actually touch it at all, but it's a dropout because he misses it and then Bostock touches it. He doesn't touch it at all. This is a dropout of the Panthers. Because they wanted to check who touches this last, I guess. He doesn't touch that at all. Bostock touches that, so this should be a dropout. Yep. Alright, so Panthers are still in the game. Dolphins, this would be an immaculate choke job. This would be an immaculate choke job if you threw this away. Jacob Kraz would have scored. Ben Barber would have. I don't know how he's completely missed that. He should have passed that, though. They had like a 4-on-1. Just run it into the line, pass it, and you have a try. But they went for the kick. So Isako will go for the dropout, and it goes backwards from Cleary, luckily, but they do drop it. And now Lindsay Smith with a weak run, and then gives to Moses Leota. That was really poor there from the dropout from the Panthers. Reversing my hate watch, want Penrith to win for the Bands. It would be quite funny, but I think that was their opportunity. If they score on this set, then they're well and truly into it. But that was their opportunity if they just passed the ball and not kicked it. Ben Barber did score that. Ben Barber. That should be 6 again. Ref didn't call it, though. Isaiah Yeo runs it straight back into the line to the 20. Third tackle. You don't want to give the Panthers a chance in the sniff, man. You don't want to give them a sniff. Lindsay Smith here, 10 metres away, 4 tackle. I would say you have to score this set. 4 tackle, 10 metres away. Nathan Cleary, he cuts back. You got to get the ball away. You can't be with it on 4th. They give it out to Blaze Solangi. Then it goes back to Casey McLean. He'll never pass the ball ever, and he loses the ball. Casey McLean, I don't know how you have a job. I'm sorry, but he never passes the ball, and then he drops the ball in that situation. I got to question it. Like, Casey McLean has not shown why he is a Penrith Panther centre right now. They've had 50 tackles inside the attacking 20 for the Dolphins. Now, the Dolphins' defense has been phenomenal. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's been really good. But, man, I got to really throw out a line at the at Casey McLean and say, bro, like, he's been poor. Samira, the score is literally on the screen. So it's going to Panthers. So 5th tackle here at the 40. Surely they have someone better than McLean. Well, I can't. I could defend McLean. Good luck. And that's out in the full for the Dolphins. Well, they've called penalty to the Dolphins for a hit on the kicker, so that should be game. That will be a penalty, and that should be the game there, Panthers. That, my friends, will be the penalty, and Panthers, you are on big old fraud watch. Do-ba-da-ba-ba-ba, sweet Caroline. 3 minutes to go until the Panthers could officially be in last place by the end of the round. That's crazy to say. Nice, Carson. Appreciate it, man. I'm here every game. So Dolphins at the 40 will kick this forward to about the 20. They may be able to put the dagger in right now. Sure, they have something better than McLean. Like, maybe you chuck Blaze Solangi. Like, you could put Brad Schneider 6 and then put Blaze Solangi in centers. I don't know, man. Damn. Deary me. I can't wait to have a rest after this game, though. You'd get well soon, Panthers. You need some medicine. I need some medicine. 2nd tackle here at the 10. Daniel Saifidi. Go for a field goal if you want to at the end of this set. You may as well. Or score, Max Plath. 3 minutes out, 2 out. Taking down 3rd tackle. Get the ball to Sarko. Win 25-12. If you miss it, whatever. Like, Gilbert held up over the lines. It's going to be 4th tackle here at the 10. This would actually be the perfect time for you to go for the field goal if you wanted it. Panthers still haven't won a game in Australia. Still have not won a game in Australia. Nikarima. I thought he was shaping up for one there. Is Sakatoa underneath? I think they're shaping up for a field goal here. I think they're going to go for it. It's 5th tackle, 9 metres away. No, they're not. They're going to go out to a knock-on for Katoa. Samira says, Scott Drinker is a good player, but I don't know why his name sounds fun. He's a good attacker. I wouldn't say he's a good defender. But yeah, he's got a great name. Bit random, but sure. Someone says, wasn't Katoa from Penrith? Isai Katoa came from Penrith, yes. Isai Katoa was originally in the Panthers system. 2nd tackle now at the 25. A minute 30 until I can rest. Okay, and that's Blaze Solangi. He's had a better last few minutes, but he hasn't been great today. He's young, so you got to give him a little bit of space and time. Especially in a Panthers team that is, they forgot how to win. Dylan Edwards out of the right, they give it out to Isaac Tungo. The problem is that they can score, they still have to get the kick though, so they've got to be really quick. So fourth tackle, they give it out to Dylan Edwards. Edwards off to Cleary. Cleary short ball to Lindsay Smith. He gets that offloaded. Now they go to the left. Casey McLean, he'll never pass it. Oh, he did pass it into a hospital pass where that would be, I'm not even too sure, maybe Luke Garner taken down to the 45. Cleary back to Blaze Salungi. He flicks it back. They're just throwing the ball around now. Casey McLean, will he pass it? Wow, Nathan Cleary kicks it through, and this should be Dolphins pick it up. Hamiso grabs it. He could get away here. He might have space. He might have space here. Catch ya. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. See you later, Panthers. You are officially 1-5. Hamiso will score under the post. And that, my friends, is the game over. Game over, baby. Hammer with a unos, dos, tres try time. That's a hat trick. That's a hat trick. And the Dolphins will further cement the problems for the Panthers, who have now lost 5 straight games on the trot. 5! They've won 4 premierships in a row. They have now lost 5 games in a row. The Panthers, my friends, I'm close to saying they can't win the comp. I'm close. I'm really close. I'm really, really close. So now the Panthers are going to lose this game by 18 points. They go from having a minus 20 points differential to a minus 38 points differential. If the Roosters miraculously beat the Broncos tomorrow, and if the Eels miraculously beat the Raiders when they play them, I think on maybe Sunday or Saturday, I don't know. But if the Eels and Roosters win this week, the Panthers are sole alone individuals at the bottom of the table. That is a crazy thought to think about. All right, have a good sleep, Blaze. See you for the Titans game. Mate, I'm going to rest up a beauty tonight. I hope I'm feeling much better for tomorrow, man. I hope I still provided you guys a good stream despite the fact I am very, very sick. I hope I still did what I could. But, you'd enjoy watching the Cats game off stream. It's 88-80 in the third quarter. Absolute shootout. To who? Who's winning 88? Who's winning 88? Who is winning 88? Oh, man, I hate going onto Bing. I want Google. Who's winning the game, bro? And the Dolphins will hit it. So it will be a final score of 30-12 in the end. The Cats are winning. Good stuff, Isaac. 30-12 will be the final score. I'll be back tomorrow for the Titans versus the Dragons game. Obviously, my Gold Coast Titans playing. And then we'll have the Roosters versus the Broncos. Hopefully that's going to be a good game, good day of footy. I'm going to rest up. Go subscribe to BKRtravel. There's a Vegas vlog out for you where you can watch us going and getting crazy, talking a bit of fun with the players. I was sitting down on the glass on the ice level, which was awesome. So that vlog came out today. But I appreciate you, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya.